So we are live on YouTube. This is another game for GaryCon, virtual GaryCon as it would be, because we, are all kind of from home now. We can't play in person, so everybody's getting together to play. And this is actually a system called Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. I run this every year at GaryCon. It's a great system, kind of a 1E/2E clone. I don't really call it a clone, but that kind of feel. It's based on kind of Lovecraft and Howard and Clark Ashton Smith's got that kind of vibe. So sorry, I'm losing my voice here. So for this adventure, I decided to base it off a Lovecraft story that I really like, which is called The Doom That Came to Sarnath. And the story starts, there is a land of Mar, the vast still lake fed by no stream, and out of which no stream flows. 10,000 years ago, there stood by its shores the mighty city of Sarnath, but Sarnath stands there no more. So you are a group of experienced, tough, noteworthy adventurers. This is the ultimate quest. Nobody has seen the jeweled streets of Sarnath in over 1,000 years. The sages predicted that in months, just before the shortest day of the cycle, that Sarnath would be revealed for only one evening, about 6 hours as the moon rises. And you have been traveling for about 2 months to find the original location of Sarnath. You had a party of something like 20, including your henchmen and load bearers and these types of things. But as you stand now in the muddy waters of the lake that has receded, looking down at what you believe to be the terrible ruins of Sarnath, there's only 4 of you left. You are standing on, you've marched about 2 hours already, so this time is going to be important here, guys, so keep that in mind. You only have about 6 hours total. Took you about 2 hours to get out to the middle of the lake. You are standing, you could kind of imagine if you were standing at the edge of a gigantic empty swimming pool, because below you is a city. You're standing on walls that are something like 300 feet tall, 100 feet wide, and most of what's below you is completely destroyed and trashed, seaweed, muck, grime. But you can see the beautiful stone that built these buildings, the incredible wealth that must have been to make this happen. But all that seems to stand now, about a quarter of a mile into the city, is a single building, a palace, the palace of the princes of Sarnath, with huge 60-foot doors of wood that somehow has not rotted, laid with gold. The building itself of white marble. So you're standing on this kind of what would have been the wall, of course, if the city was still where it is, and looking out at this giant, temple, castle, whatever you want to call it, out in front of you. You got about a 300-foot drop if you were to go straight down from where you are to get into the city proper. And yeah, we'll kind of go through. And I'm just going to have you guys, you can just introduce yourself briefly. So your name and the character you're playing, and then we can see what you guys want to do. So I'm just going to start with Tim and Lee.
Okay. My name is Tim. I am playing a magician, 7th level, and called These are Sokas from above. I'm a magician. I possess arcane power, which you've never understood beyond the understanding of common men. I have awesome power at my disposal.
Yes, you do. How about Lee?
I don't know what I look like or anything, but
no mirrors. So are you saying that you can't be seen in a mirror?
Water's not clear enough for him to see himself.
Tall and thin, long mustache, long beard down to here, black, gray, dark gray, soulless eyes, aquiline features, long tapered fingernails, dressed in clothing with all esoteric and weird kind of symbols, tattoos all over my body.
Nice. And Lee?
it says here I'm a Viking. And so I guess like most of the Norsemen and Norse women, I am rather tall, about 5'9", with long blonde hair braided up so it stays out of my way. And I, of course, wear my helmet with or without wings. I don't care. And I have the classic blue eyes. And I consider myself pretty. And if anybody wants to argue the fact, I have a sword that will, be in my stead.
Nice. Okay. Matt?
But I am a cleric. So if you need healing of any type, I'm the person to come to.
Nice.
Or scream for me and I'll come to you.
Excellent. Mance?
My character's name is Yae Gooch. I am a half Pictish fighter. I'm short, standing only 5'2", broad. I have black hair and dark hazel eyes. Probably the most striking feature about me is a piece of gear that I wear, and that's full plate, magical full plate armor. And I'm missing a finger on my left hand.
Is that a story that you tell in the bars?
All the time. Try to get free drinks out of it.
Nice. And Paul?
I forgot to mention my name is Hendrix.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Paul, and I'm playing Ergonus. How do I pronounce that?
And your guess is as good as mine. But these are official Astonishing Swordsmen's names.
Ergonos Sassa. I'm just gonna go with Ergonos. That's right. Ergonos, and he is tall, and he has a huge scar that mars from his forehead down his eye, down his cheek, across his mouth, down to his chin. A huge scar that seems to frighten most away from conversation with him. But he is tall, 6'5", lanky, and he's dressed in. He looks like he's definitely from the north. He's dressed in lots of sort of pelts and animal type fur, and he's been on this journey with the rest of you.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work. And you should see kind of the rough map that I drew out. Do you see a map?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can see there's this long alley or road. That road, just to give you some scale, is about 150 feet wide. It leads down into that kind of castle area in the center I talked about, with stairs coming up. Mostly what you're seeing is ruin. There is a very large kind of dome. Well, that's that circle that is grayish. It was probably translucent in its day, but it's all covered in muck and stuff, so you can't see through it. You do see though that there's no windows or anything. Basically, is what I'm saying. It's covered in muck.
Muck.
Yeah, because it was basically under the water for 1,000 years. So essentially, you've got a bunch of roads and houses that look like they've been trashed. Those half domes that you see look like they were some kind of like theaters or amphitheaters. So everything here, the scale is gigantic. Currently, like I said, you're standing on the top of the wall about 300 feet up. So what do you want to do?
You said it's nighttime, and so we're viewing this by the moonlight. Is that correct?
Yeah, the moon is quite bright. It's a bright full moon. It is nighttime.
So we don't need torches or anything like that right now.
Not right now. If you were to go inside, possibly, yeah. But right now you can see totally fine. It's like, imagine the brightest moon that you've ever seen, out and no clouds. And of course, the place is, you walk through mud for the last 2 miles, and you're probably very dirty, and it smells kind of fishy and, wet and damp, mucky. Like I say, the middle building, which is some kind of a palace, it doesn't seem to be actually destroyed at all, is this kind of white marble It is about 500 feet tall.
And you said it's inside a dome?
No,
okay.
That is stairs. It's basically raised up.
Okay.
Yeah, the circle below is a dome.
What season is it?
It is early fall, and you're kind of in a temperate climate like Europe, so it's chilly, but it's not cold.
Okay.
Oh, I should say too, although it's a bit of a walk, if at the very I took away the map because I was talking to you. Because I'll leave that up until we make a move. If you see the very top of the map, you see that it's got that like squiggly line. I don't know if you see the mouse when I do that. That is actually mud and muck. So it's like the city itself, the wall of the city is basically like a horseshoe. You would know, the magician, because you did a lot of research, would know that the lake that you kind of had to walk through actually sat further back, and that area there was probably where the city met the lake, before it was under it.
Okay.
Currently, that's slopes of mud.
Tim, when you cough, it disrupts and I can't hear. Can't you make that lemon?
So Daniel, are we standing where that circle is at the bottom left of the map, at where the road goes down?
You could be. You're basically at the very bottom. Can you see my mouse when I put it over here?
Yes.
Okay, you're right here.
Okay.
Coffee won't cut the phlegm.
Cough drop. Awesome.
Do we see any indication that there might be things down there? Like, do we see anything moving? Do we see like footprints or anything like that?
I mean, you're pretty far up to see any footprints, but you don't see anything moving around. Like, you don't see anything moving. I mean, you see the occasional, what you've been seeing all along, like fish or whatever, like flopping around and maybe grasping to its last bit of life in like little pools of water that are down there. But you don't see anything big like walking around, and you're too far up to really see footprints. Where you are on the wall, you don't see any footprints. It's completely clear.
So are we going to have to find a way to climb down a sheer wall, or does it look like there's any kind of switchback or any way to get down from where we're standing?
You can see that if you were to get closer to that large dome on the left-hand side, this area, that because of the way that the water drained or whatever, there's a lot of muck there. You could probably climb down like about half the length. Like you could probably climb down about 100, 150 feet or less to get to the ground there, and then have to like walk across it, if you know what I mean. There's like a hill there essentially.
Okay.
Although you don't know how solid it is, but that's the only thing.
Does anybody have rope?
Oh, it'd be good if people had rope. I hope so.
Rope or spikes that we can hammer into the wall, and we can use the spikes to climb down with. Does anybody have any of those?
I don't have any rope.
I have rope.
Let me see if I have.
I have 50 feet of silk rope. What did you want to do?
We need to climb down. Only 50 feet?
Mm-hmm. Grappling hook.
Let me see, where's my items?
The other thing to answer your question further is that if you were to go all the way to the very top over here, you could probably climb down that area, but you just don't know how treacherous it is because it's essentially a big slope of mud.
Okay,
without getting much closer to it.
Gooch is going to suggest that we go over and try to use the area by the dome.
Erickson says that he has some magics that might be of aid in this situation.
Well, I'm an out-of-the-box thinker. I'm going to put my shield on the muddy ground, get in, and toboggan down.
So you're going to go all the ways to this area over here at the top? And do
It's
that?
like tobogganing, isn't it? We're used to snow, so I'm sure that the Norsemen did do some tobogganing. Sledding, getting into
No, I understand what sledding is. The place that you could probably do that would be like further. I mean, scale wise, it's something like 3/4 of a mile away. If you guys want to walk up there, you to do that, or you could. Everybody's walking to the dome. I'm assuming at this point, I kind of put you there. Yeah, if you guys want to all go, or are you going to go by yourself? I guess is the question. Like, are other people going to go with the cleric if she's walking?
Do we have a rogue among us? A rogue or a thief?
No, you have a fighter, a cleric, a magician, and I forgot what your class. I'm sorry, and
Daniel ask Gosh, is that his name? Osh? What? Oosh. How much does Oosh look like he weighs in pounds? Does he have like a lot of gear? Is he wearing heavy armor? Or?
Talking to me, my character. Yeah, he's wearing full plate.
Full plate.
And carrying a halberd and has a sword at his waist. So he's.
So mechanically, I have a levitation spells, but I can only carry 300 pounds.
So I weigh 145 plus the weight of the gear.
So in maximum weight, so it'd be my weight plus your weight, or I guess I could just cast it on you. And then, do you think you weigh under 300 pounds?
I think so. Yeah.
You should. I actually think your weight is probably next to your equipment. I usually put the weight in there. If you look at one of the columns, should have the total weight of your gear. Anyways.
Oh, I am 17, 5'6", 145 here. I got the hair and the eyes right. So I'm not that tall. Okay.
Yeah, I weigh just over 200 pounds with my gear.
Yeah, I am 148.
But
I can give you a potion of levitation, and then I can cast levitation, I believe.
Okay.
But I can't
just levitate down there.
Spell.
One of us can one of us can get on the shoulders of the other one, and then you just levitate. One levitates, and the other one casts levitate on the other one, and we just float on down.
Okay, I only have the potion. Sorry.
Daniel, how far did you say it was from the wall by the dome to the bottom area, the muddy area behind the dome?
About 150.
Okay.
Yeah. To go all the way to the ground, like in a spot that's not that kind of raised area by the dome, is about 300. So that's about halfway up.
So it's 150 feet down. And what's the surface of the wall like?
The wall is smooth stone. It looks like some kind of black marble.
Oh, so there's no okay.
Yeah, it's actually kind of uncanny because it looks like as you're looking at it, you don't even see any cracks. It's almost like it was carved from a single piece, which obviously is impossible. But
nothing's impossible with magic. When one possesses the power of the arcane arts, anything is possible.
Is it covered with moss or anything from being underwater for so long?
Yeah, it's got mud and gunk and stuff growing on it. Yeah.
So it's probably not going to be possible just to climb down the wall.
It would be very difficult to just climb down unless you have, because we're going to have a special ability to climb, like a spider climb spell or something.
But we've only got 50 feet of rope, so.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Say we go for the dome.
Here it is.
Yeah, I mean, the thing you said about the levitation would likely work. It would probably just require possibly people to you'd have to make multiple trips. Like you could probably take like a person down without their gear and then take another person down, and but it would to get all of you down. I mean, without actually doing the math, I'll say it's probably going to take like at least 20 minutes to half an hour between taking gear off and putting it on.
Okay.
But you certainly could do that because a potion lasts something like over an hour.
Okay.
I mean, so that would work. So just mechanically, I mean, not to say that's what you do.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Daniel.
Let's do it.
Daniel.
Should we go towards the dome so we have less distance to travel and we can spend less time with the potion?
Daniel.
Yes.
Is it possible that I could acquire some rope or maybe some spikes and a hammer?
I think somebody had some rope, yeah. But
yeah, but 50 foot, and we have to 150 feet to go down.
Yeah, I believe that the plan at this point is they've got a potion of levitation. So I think you guys are good if you want to do that, unless you're opposed to levitating.
Yeah, but we can only take 300 pounds. So
we take multiple trips.
The potion lasts for an hour, so you can do it multiple times and go up and down. It's up to you if you want to spend that time doing it.
Well, yeah, I agree with my wife that you don't want to. You want to minimize using magic.
Yeah, really, because
that levitate might come in handy when
we might have a
overwhelmed by
real
the enemies or
emergency that we need it. So, you know, using mundane items would have been more practical, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, you could try to glide down the other part where you said you wanted toboggan. You could do that. You'll just have to walk out there. That'll probably take about 20 minutes to get over there if you want to try to go down that side. That's up to you guys, however the party wants to decide.
Well, can we take the 50 feet of ribbon to get to the end of the spike in the wall and then tie it onto the spike and keep going down that way?
I mean, you could do that with one person, but then you'd have trouble getting the rope back up.
Oh, good point.
So yeah, I mean, all that's possible. You can try anything you want. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what you can and cannot do. I'm only here to give you damage when you fall.
Yeah, GM after my own heart, except when I'm on this side.
Yeah, I mean, I think just because we've gone over a bunch of ideas, I think the things that are most practical, just mechanically, and again, you make your decision, is to use the potion, which granted uses up stuff you have, or to go to the far end where you said and try to slide down on your shield. To do the rope thing seems very unlikely you'd be able to get everybody down because you'd have no way to hang there for, it would be very dangerous. Very
Okay,
well, one shot. We'll use the levitation.
We're using up time. Let's do something to get us down there.
We'll do a levitation idea.
All right.
That seems to be the best
Sounds
one.
good.
Okay, that's fine. So who's wearing heavy armor? Let's just do this so we can quickly just figure this out. Do you have a plate? Right?
Gooches.
Is anybody else wearing like heavy armor? What's the cleric wearing for armor?
I'm looking for that.
It should be right under your armor class. The armor you have is listed.
Scale.
Okay, yeah. So you'll probably have to take yours off too then. So at least two people have to take armor off and on. So I'm going to say it's going to take you 20 minutes, we'll say, because I'm being super generous.
So can we go over to this dome area where you said we can get part of the way down easily?
Yeah, that's based on the dome part. If you go the other way, it'll take you longer because you got to go down further.
And then once we get there, then we'll have, before we use the potion, have everybody take off their heavy armor or gear or whatever. So maybe we can set it all up so that way we can just quickly go up and down.
Okay, very good. That's a good idea. Does it say how long the potion lasts? I'll just quickly check. I think I don't feel like looking it up. So I'm gonna say
it lasts 1 round per level.
Really, the potion?
Duration 1 turn per caster level. Sorry.
Yeah, turn. Okay, turn is 10 minutes.
So that would be 70 minutes. So hour.
Yep. So you got plenty of time if you do that, especially taking off the gear first. That's pretty smart. So you do that. You drink your potion. I mean, you don't have to levitate. So the potion ends, and you still have it active. You can walk around normally if you want. You're about, we'll say, 20 minutes into the potion at that point. We'll get a note here.
Okay.
If y'all are fine with it, why don't we send me down first so that I can get my armor back on and be ready in case anything comes up or comes at us from the city while everybody's floating down.
And since I also wear armor and clerics are fighters of a type, I'll go down next. So I'll be ready to fight also. Okay.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense. I like it. All right. Yeah, you guys are able to do that. Again, it takes about 20 minutes or so. And nothing seems to, as you're down there putting your armor on, maybe you look around while the rest are coming down. Like I said, there's not, you don't see any footprints or anything. You see lots of kind of just muck and dead fish, that have landed in areas with no water. You're kind of, even though I didn't draw them all in here, there's lots of little buildings and stuff around you, and like what would be streets. Even the smallest buildings are very ornate. Like they're mostly trashed, but you can tell by the bits of construction that are left that the buildings are made of like the finest stone and slate roofs and things like that you wouldn't get normally in these areas. So it's a little strange, but then you've been told stories of how magical this place is. Yeah, you guys can do that. You all get to the bottom. You're all dressed again. So
are we standing like ankle deep in muck right now?
Yes, you are.
I'm assuming it smells really nice down here with all the.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. I mean, do you have a preference? Did you want to be over here? You can see my mouse.
Yeah, that's fine. I think the side closest to the palace where we're going is probably the best bet if everyone's okay with that.
Yep, that's fine. What's our mission, by the way?
You are, I mean, part of it you're doing it because you want the glory. So basically you're trying to recover a treasure from Sarnath. Mostly that is obvious that it's from Sarnath. So you can, it's not just some gems, but it's like, this is from this place and we actually went there and blah, blah.
Something with a sigil or a insignia?
Yeah, or maybe some just very ancient looking, you know, that would be, because remember Sarnath sank 10,000 years ago. So anything super ancient, stuff like that. Obviously you want as much treasure as possible, but that would be the glory, would be to get that, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly do that. And like I say, you've been walking through mud, so it's not like you're getting any more muddy, but yeah, you can head towards the castle if that's where you want to go. That is, okay, that'll take you. So just in total, I'm going to give you kind of a clock. You had about 6 hours of moon, and you've now burned up between getting here and everything else 1.5 hours. We'll say I did my math wrong. So 1.5 hours.
Is the thought that this place will disappear again when the sun comes up?
Yeah. If you're so basically it took you about an hour to get out here. So you know you need to make sure you give yourself enough time to get back. You've got about 6 hours. Oh, that's why I wrote 6 hours. Okay. See, my notes are funny. I'm sorry. So it's not unclear. It took you an hour to get out here. The moon is out for 8 hours. So I figured 6 hours of total time that you can be here before you have to go back. So you've now been here another hour. So you've got, 5 hours before you have to go back. That would be cutting it close. Otherwise you will be sunken under the lake.
And we're going to have to exit from the north there unless we use some other magical means. Probably. Is that correct? Because we only have 50 feet of rope.
Yeah, you think you might have to climb up that unless you find some other way to get out. Yeah, because you don't see any. I mean, when you get down here, you actually see that there's lots of like entrances in the side, but of course they're under the mud. So there was lots of ways to get in the city, but since the city's under mud, it's not really.
Okay, I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and make haste and either move over towards the road and take the road into the palace, or move straight there if that doesn't seem too difficult. From a terrain standpoint, going up the slope a little. Or
yeah, you can definitely do that. So basically you've got, again, I didn't draw them all. You've got lots of little buildings and stuff, and you maneuver your way through them to get to kind of this main course here and then get onto the road. That'd be the easiest way to do that, I guess. You do see when you get onto this main road over here that this dome has a huge opening in it with a door, like a giant door, like almost 100 feet tall, double doors. Yeah, it's huge. And you're looking towards the castle, which again, I also described as a gigantic door. The castle's over 500 feet tall. Plus it's up on these like raised areas, but there's stairs in front, so you can climb up if you want.
Okay, before we go any further, I want to detect evil.
Okay. You're casting Detect Evil.
Yes.
Let's take a quick look at it.
Do I need to read it out loud or?
No, I can look it up for you. Yeah, I'm mostly just looking for how long it lasts. 1 turn. Okay, so 10 minutes it lasts.
Well, by detecting evil, I could tell how evil this place is, so we can have a warning. And we'll be constantly on the lookout. If there's evil here, then we'll be warned and we'll be constantly on the lookout. That's what I mean to say.
Yeah, no, of course, that makes sense. Okay, so do you want to stand it goes at about 60 feet. So you got 2 options, basically. You could stand in one spot and kind of look around you, or you could keep it going in front of you as you walk.
Well, you said there's several little buildings. I'm going to go where equal distance between the large building, the palace, I take it, and as many of the other smaller ones as I could get.
Okay, so somewhere in the middle over here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And I'm going to turn around slowly, 360 degrees, and try to detect as much evil as possible until the spell ends.
All right, fair enough. So you take time to do that, and yeah, nothing particularly evil is about, that you can detect anywhere near you. It's a huge place, so you have to understand that, like, where you're standing, I mean, you're only getting 1% of the total area that you're in, but nothing evil around you. I mean, you can feel pretty confident that that there's nothing evil there. There's nothing much at all except for a bunch of ruined buildings. No demons, no undead, nothing that would be, no evil temples or anything like that are buried near you. Just nothing like that. It basically just seems like a deserted street with some buildings.
Well, I'm too paranoid to just go on that.
Yeah, of course.
Makes sense. But it does give me a little bit of confidence. I said we can proceed.
Cool. All right. Yeah, so you guys make your way up towards the palace. I'm assuming that's.
If we have time, we might be able to explore the dome, but I say we go for the palace first. That should have the most treasure.
Cool.
I'm right with you.
All right. Awesome. All right. So you approach the palace, and basically, what you're looking at is, like I said, these giant doors. They are of some strange type of wood. I mean, you can't imagine. Well, I guess maybe the magician can. How this thing got made, because you're looking at these doors and it's not like it's a bunch of planks. It's like literally looks like a slab of wood that was cut from a giant tree that's beyond like recognition of how big it could be, because you're talking about 60-foot wide doors and as tall. And they've got, but I'll say this: the handles and stuff are all down the bottom, so it's not like they were made for. Your first thought might be, oh man, maybe they were giants, but when you get close, you could see the ways the entryway is low. They are closed though, and there's lots of mud and muck around them. You don't see any windows at all.
We don't see any what at all? I'm sorry.
No windows or anything. It's basically like a. So you were above this, so you saw it. There's basically like a small wall around the palace, so that's where you're at. You're basically standing at the outer wall, if you will.
Do the doors seem to push in or pull out with like pull rings?
They pull out.
Okay.
Do we have a rogue with us?
No, we don't. Nobody bought the rogue. Nobody took a rogue class.
Okay.
No, we took a rogue.
I'm willing to try to go ahead and grab one and pull if everybody's ready to react if anything's inside.
Okay.
Should we try that?
Yeah, I got my mace in one hand and my shield in the other.
Okay, it's pretty stuck. So go ahead and do a test of strength, so the D6 test.
Roll the 4.
Okay. By yourself, you're unable to pull it open. You'll definitely need help.
Okay.
I have a strength of 15. What's your strength?
Me, 6.
Okay. Well, I guess that I am going to step up and add my oomph to whatever you have.
That's enough, because with that you'd 4 and 6 would be successful. So you try it again, and you pulled.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, it's okay. I'll go off the first 4 that you guys rolled. So you pull, because you're basically helping his roll by adding 1 by helping. So you pull the door open, the two of you, and it's mostly that the mud and guck is all around it. So you're kind of pulling it through this like gravelly muck, and you pull open one of the doors, and you're looking into a space. You can see the castle proper in front of you. It also has giant doors that kind of look like this, but aren't quite as tall. They're about 30 foot tall, wooden doors. They are slightly ajar though, and they open in actually. The main building itself is again white marble, about 500 feet tall. There are no windows at all on this floor. You're just looking. You basically have a small courtyard of small. It's all relative, right? But a 200-foot courtyard, and then you've got this giant building in front of you with these doors.
Do we see? Yep. Do we see any footprints here?
No, looks pretty clear. The ground is very, very mucky. You think it'd be obvious, but then at the same time, maybe it's not obvious because the ground's so distorted, shape-wise.
Right. Gooch is going to get his halberd ready, and he's just going to look at his companions and then start nod his head and start slowly advancing towards the.
I'm going to have a burning hand spell available. Sleep spell available. Ready.
Good.
Gonna keep it ready.
I'm going to hover near the mage in a protective stance.
Okay, fair enough. What about the Cryomancer? You're kind of creeping in as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of get behind Ugg. What's the guy's name?
Gooch.
Ooch, yes. Get behind Ooch, and I like to scan the sort of upper area. Anything of note up there?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the only thing you really notice, what you would have noticed before, I guess, is that the building, as I say, is about 5 feet tall, 500 feet tall. It's mostly like a rectangle, but when you get up, about 3/4 of the way up the building, the top floors seem smaller. So it's kind of like that. Not quite a ziggurat, but it has that shape to it. Otherwise, there's no windows. The building is, doesn't seem damaged at all compared to everything else that was in this place. It's kind of unusual, I guess. But yeah, you don't see anything moving up there or anything like that.
I'm just going to keep an eye out that way, but I'll follow the rest.
Yep.
May I interject something might be helpful? If any of you watch Quantum Leap, there was a character named Gooch or Gucci. Does that help?
No.
We can't ask
That's his name. So
yeah, we can't ask the computer for help. No.
No, I'm just saying that was his name for pronunciation's sake.
Yeah, that would.
Does it help to remember that the computer was named Gooch or Gucci?
Okay. Awesome. That is true, actually. So yeah, so you move forward to these doors, which are partially ajar. They look similar again. These kind of big wooden doors that seem to be cut from a single piece. You, I guess, peek in.
Yeah.
Since Gooch was kind of in the front, he'll peek in. And is it dark, or is the moonlight spilling in at all?
Yeah. In this particular chamber, you kind of look in, and it is dark. Your eyes take a second to adjust, but you do realize there is some glow. Like you think if you were standing in here, you could see a little bit. It's hard to say where the light's coming from. Perhaps there was ancient magics that used to light this hall, but they've long since kind of weakened. So it's not completely jet black, but it's dark enough that you'd probably want a light source. This hallway is about 50. I printed this thing and it didn't print the grid on it. So this is about a 50-foot wide corridor. It stretches what you would imagine is the entire length of the building. It goes way back, I guess if that's 50 then, about 300-400 feet back. You see every 15-20 feet or so on both sides going up columns. And these columns have on them these like metal slabs that are sticking out the side, almost like the first thing you would think of is maybe like they're like small, like wide, like almost like axe blades. And as you kind of look up, you see that each one of these columns goes straight up through the ceiling, which is 50 feet tall. And you kind of like think for a second, and you can tell that they're actually like spiral staircases, basically. Many of them are basically destroyed, though. Like the lots of the pieces have fallen off; they're rusted. Beyond that, the other thing you see is that immediately to your right, there's a large door, and immediately to your left, there's a door. And there's other doors further up the corridor too, but just immediately in front of you, that's what you see: a door to the left, a door to the right, and you see the columns going all the way up.
Are the doors closed or are they open?
They are closed. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gooch is going to turn around, make sure everybody's ready, kind of nod his head, and then step through. But I want to tap the floor right at the entrance there, right when I'm walking in.
Ergonos says, "Hold on a second," and he will clap his hand and concentrate on his fist, and an icicle will come out of his clenched fist, providing some light.
Nice.
I have torches.
12. He'll produces light for 15-foot radius.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That means that they're magic.
I was going to consider using cathedral magic on a coin or something like that, but no, I found I had torches. I have torches. Why don't we save the magic?
Yeah, I have a hooded lantern.
Too.
Because magic is awesome. Okay, so you
It's also a class feature, so it's not really used up. So.
Using a
okay, I get it. You're not using it.
you step in, and you hit the floor. It sounds very solid. Maybe you scrape away some of the muck, and you can see that it's this beautiful inlaid, marble floor, almost basically the same color white as the building itself. And as you kind of look around now with the light shining, and it's kind of now this more contrasty light, you can see that the walls, as far as you can see anyways, are all have like bas relief carvings in them, like super intricately all over the walls, all the ways up the ceiling. The whole thing is carved with these reliefs of just like decadence and glory. And you kind of see some images that look like they might show this palace. So you could kind of reckon that they're showing off the glory that was Sarnath. Otherwise, as you step in, like I say, you can look down. There's lots of these staircase/columns. You see more doors on the left-hand wall further up. And way at the end, you see another door on the right-hand wall. So just, so you know exactly. There's on the right-hand wall, you've got two doors. One's right next to you. One's way up at the end. So they're almost like twins. On the left-hand wall, you've got four doors kind of spaced, not particularly evenly, but kind of evenly up the wall.
And can we see how you said the ceiling's about 50 feet? Are we able to see the spiral staircases that do go all the way to the top? They go through the ceiling to a second level. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you can
see kind of an opening where they.
Yeah, you can see that it goes through the floor. I just need to see if it's lit up. That is a good question. Yeah, I mean, you probably noticed it before the light flared up. That up through the holes, there was also that kind of soft,
a little bit of a glow. Okay.
But now that this light is so bright, it's probably your eyes are adjusted. You can't. So you think, yeah, there's definitely another space up there that you can see.
So the closest thing to us is either one of the doors on the right or one of the doors on the left right now.
That's right, or the staircases. They're also
the staircase.
You have all those options. So many options.
Let's go to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Go to the first door on the left.
Okay. This door,
cautiously.
This door is large for like a regular door, but it's compared to everything else you've seen, it's pretty small. It's only about 10 foot tall, a little bit wider than a normal single door, and it's closed. You want to open it up?
Does it have a pull ring on it as well, or is it a push?
It's a push door.
Okay.
It has a handle.
Go ahead.
I'll just roll randomly. No, okay, it's fine. Nothing.
I'm gonna look around and ask, want me to open it?
Sure.
All right.
But first, to see if there's anything on the other side.
Okay. Gooch will put his ear up to the door and see if he hears anything.
Okay. You hear music.
I hear music. I'm going to say with a strange look on my face.
So I go over there and I put my ear. Is it soothing music or is it grating?
It is like dancey music. Like it's jaunty. It feels good. You're like, oh, this is good music.
Dancing.
This place was supposed to be dead for 10,000 years. Now there's music.
And under a lake.
And I am going to be really super precautious. I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
Oh. I'm paranoid.
Bless.
Yeah.
All allies within 25 feet, so that's all of you guys, are sanctified by the spell. They each gain +1 bonus to any morale check, which you don't have to worry about because you're not. A +1 bonus to any saving throw versus fear. +1 bonus to all attack rolls. Okay, and yeah, you don't have to stay together. Once it's cast on you, it lasts. It lasts for 3 turns, so 30 minutes. I'm make a note of that. Less. So everybody, I mean, the +1 if you have any saving throws versus fear, and +1 to all attack rolls for the next 30 minutes. I'll tell you when it ends because I'm keeping track.
Should
All right,
we proceed through this door? and see what this is, or avoid it altogether?
Indeed, I blessed you. Don't waste a spell, and we might get treasure.
Okay. Feeling brave, Gooch is going to try to go ahead and open the door. Halberd in one hand, and open the door with his left hand, missing a finger.
Which is how you lost a finger in the first place.
Right, opening a random door with music behind it.
Right, exactly. Okay, so you push the door open, and the hallway is filled with music. It's quite loud now as you look through. You are looking into a gigantic, something like 300, 150, I guess, feet wide square, I guess. Appears to be a dining hall. You see lots of long tables. Some of them are partially collapsed from the water damage. They're covered with rotten food or empty trays and plates that are gold with gems encrusting them. There are in the center of the room, there are musical instruments floating in the air, playing music quite loud. It's very bright in here. Lights are dancing around to the music. But probably most importantly, just like all old school modules, I say this last thing, this is the most important thing. There are, you count more than a dozen fishmen, so men who have the head of fishes. They seem to be eating something. You can't really tell from this distance at one of the tables in the center. And when you open the door, they look up.
They're seated, eating, enjoying the music, and
yeah, they're just they're eating, and they're whatever they're eating. And then when you open the door, they it's almost like the record scratches for a second, the music stops, and then it starts back up again, and they're looking at you. And one of them says in a strange language, because I don't think anybody speaks Fishman. So he says blah, 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 and they seem to be standing up in an aggressive manner.
Okay.
To do.
Gooch is going to yell a battle cry right away and just rush forward, try to catch them before they get their weapons out.
Excellent.
Right?
I'm blessed, so I feel very lucky and fortunate right now.
You didn't want to go with a delivery person ruse?
We're here to deliver more fish food.
All right, how about Paul? What's your character going to do?
I guess I will cast Magic Ice Dart.
Okay, so you're gonna cast spell. Okay, and Timothy, what's your character gonna do? Just briefly.
Get a sleep spell ready.
Okay, you're gonna throw a sleep spell. And Lee, what is your character doing?
Well, I've already wasted 2 spells. I got my mace out. I'm going to roll for initiative.
Okay. You want to roll for the party? Go ahead, roll a d6 for the group. I'll roll for the monsters.
Students of the mace. FYI, just suggestion.
I'm probably still thinking that old school.
My wife's thinking blunt weapons only for a cleric.
No, it depends on the type of cleric you are on this. Your cleric actually can use a sword. Go ahead and roll initiative. So a d6. Yeah.
Well, then I'll use my bastard sword since you don't have a restriction on that.
Okay.
3, and what did I modify it with?
Just a straight d6 roll, no modifiers.
No modifier on me.
I got it.
Just d6.
I got 3.
3. Okay, they got a 4. They're going first. They are halfway across the room. Their movement is bloop. They can't get to you. So at least not this first half of the segment. Even if they charge. So basically, the combat's broken up into 2 phases. So they actually, even though they want initiative, they can't get to you this phase, even though they're running. Which means that you guys will technically get to go first, even though you lost initiative. So melee happens first, which isn't happening. Missile weapons nobody's using, so magic. We got a couple spells going off. We got the sleep spell and we have an ice dart spell.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and throw an ice dart at one of the charging fish guys. Okay. So I get +4 because I'm a cryomancer. Is that right?
That sounds right.
+1 bonus for every 2 levels. And then I get +1 for the bless. That's +5 total.
Yep.
And is there any other bonus for stat?
Dex maybe. Do you have a Dex bonus? Who's missing?
I do not. I don't think so.
Yeah. Then
Okay, so that's fine. That'll be a 14.
okay. So what AC does that hit? You should have a chart at the bottom of your.
Oh, sorry. 14 hits AC 3.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. Do me some damage.
So what I just did 5 plus 1, 6 hit points of damage.
Nice. You land into it pretty firmly. It does
The one
not.
that, I'll aim at the one that Gauche is going to be coming up to first.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Sleep spell goes off as well. Let's see. Sleep.
Okay.
Okay. So what is it? How does it affect? How many creatures?
Give me 1 second
Certain
here.
number of hit points. Look how many hit points of creatures.
2d8 hit dice of creatures. So.
Yep.
And a d8. 9.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite spells I usually
Hit
lead
dice,
with.
so- Yeah, 2 hit dice a piece that knocks. So 4 of them drop.
How many of them were total?
There are a 12 total. Though now there are 8. And
So they're number down. Good.
yeah, that helps a lot. Okay, so then the people that are doing the melee, you're not. Well, you were charging at him actually, right? So your movement plus their movement, and I'm going to say that charging at him with the halberd, you can go too.
Okay, so just roll an attack.
Yep.
All right. If my attack rate's higher than 1, but I'm charging, do I just get 1?
Yeah,
Is that
charge is
how it
only a
works?
charge. Yep.
Okay. All right. I got a 10.
Was that it?
10 plus 2. So 12 total.
What AC does that hit? It should have it on the bottom.
I'm sorry. Just seeing that hits an AC of 1.
Oh yeah. Yes, that hits. If not, you'd be in trouble.
And damage for the halberd. If I'm assuming you said it was a big haul, so I'm just swinging this giant halberd around. D10 plus 2 for 9 points of damage.
All right, yeah. You come with the halberd, and this guy gets ice start. He stumbles back, and you chop into his exposed gut, and intestines fall to the ground, and he's dead in front of you. Of course, now there's a whole bunch of them right where you are.
Okay.
I'm going to say that some of them will run past you because they can't all attack you. So we'll say that at least half of them run past you to attack the main party bank. So
I'm going to hope that my -1 armor class and the damage reduction of 2 helped here. Oh, and just real quick for future reference, are these we did what 13 points of damage to that one total or more?
You did no, you did 6 and then 9. So
okay. So they're more than 1 hit dice creatures. I'm asking for my hero.
Oh yeah, they are definitely more.
Okay. All right, good deal.
These guys are. Okay, so the first one swings at you. It's an 8. I'm sure it's not going to hit. Let me just see what they need to hit you. You're -1, right? So they're going to need 19 to hit you. So it's not. Second one misses. Third one misses. Oof, 18, almost. One gets close, but the other ones miss. The cleric is also moving up to fight, so I'm going to let you make your attack now with your bastard sword before they come up on you.
Okay, Lee.
So
Okay.
go ahead and make an attack roll, a d20.
Okay. I am attacking. I'm charging with my bastard sword.
Nice.
The closest. That's I think it's looks like an 18. It was a 13. 13 plus the bless is 14 plus
3.
3, 17. That gives me -2.
Yeah, that hits. Let me have some damage.
Better hit.
That's a very good hit.
Thank you.
I hit a palatable hit.
Now let's roll high damage and you'll be good.
I know. Hold on. Give me glasses, yeah. Thank you. Seven, 10.
10. All right. You cut down one of the fishmen as it charges at you. You cut it with your mighty blow, and it falls dead to the ground.
Another one hits the dust.
Yep. But now there's 3 on you, so they're gonna try to take you out for killing their buddy. What's your armor class?
5/6. I have my shield, so.
Yep. So 5. Okay, so they need a 13 to hit you. First one rolls a 13. So first one, he's attacking you with this nasty sword that he pulled out from his belt. Second one misses by a mile. Third one misses. Okay, so their damage does by weapon. Okay, so it does D6 for the little sword. Oh, he cuts into you deeply for 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Hit points are right up here.
6 points. Okay.
I forgot to add my +1 bless to my attack, so just remember that going forward.
Oh, right, yeah. Not to damage, but to attack. Make sure you add that. Okay, that's the end of that round. So very good. You guys dropped something like half of them this round. What's everybody's plan for the next round? So we're just stating actions at this point. So I'm just going to go down the line. What's the plan for Lee's character for the cleric?
Hold on. I saw that I have a magic spell. Weird war hammer.
Yep. You want to cast a spell? You are in melee, so just be wary of that.
I've used up 2 spells already. This is my 3rd spell.
I understand, but you're in melee, so if you get hit before the spell goes off, you lose the spell. Just so you know that, and you are surrounded by 3.
I know. I should have used it. Nah, I'm good. I'll just continue using my bastard sword.
Okay. How about your character, Timothy, the wizard, the magician?
They're in melee with me.
They're not at you yet because I'm assuming you stayed back. The cleric stepped in front of you, so they're close enough that they could attack you next round. So yes, but they're not actually on you.
As soon as they get in melee with me, I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
Wait for them to get close, 5 feet close to me, and then I'll just burn them right. That's 125 feet around me. It's like a.
Yeah, they're close enough to you to do that, but you would likely hit the rest of the party because they're all in front of you.
Oh, so maybe not.
Yeah, basically, everybody like kind of ran in like this, and they're coming this way, and you're in the back like this. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast Grease.
Okay, so you're gonna cast spell. How about
any creature that steps on the ground will slip and fall unless it makes a avoidance saving throw. It's an area not exceeding 20 by 20 feet.
Okay, so you're gonna throw it out.
So basically, yeah, 10 feet would be just before melee. So whatever any group that's charging up to us is cast Grease spell and watch them flip flop around.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna cast it and kind of out off to the side, not where the party is clearly.
Yeah.
So it'll stop the creatures from getting to you. And what about Gooch?
He's going to. Is he where he can move to within melee of 2 of them with this halberd?
Yeah, there's 4 of them around you because you
okay.
You're actually in front of the party. You're like a little distance from the party.
Okay, then I'm going to just try to do 2 attacks with my attack rate with my halberd.
Okay, on the same one or on 2 different ones?
2 different ones.
Okay, and finally, Paul, what are you going to do this round?
I'm going to move so that I'm out of range of the fish people to get to me, back a little bit, and then I'm going to. My spell is still working, so I will throw another ice dagger.
Oh, nice, perfect. Okay, so you can move, and then well, you're not actually casting. You're moving and missiling, I guess. So the way that would work is, yeah,
I'll missile first, then move.
Okay, you're gonna missile first, then move. Okay. All right, so let's roll initiative again. I'm just gonna stay on the same player until we get to the next for each combat. So Lee, roll initiative again for me. D6.
5.
Oh, they got a 6. Maybe I should retire that die before you guys. Okay, so they're gonna the 4 that are on the fighter are all gonna swing at you. Miss. That magic armor is nice. Oh, miss. Miss. Wow. You're getting these. They're hacking at you, and like you're deflecting it or not, or your armor's protecting you. The 3 that are on the cleric are going to stay on you currently. Oof. A 20. So that's a critical.
I know that.
A 13, which is what they need. Oh wow. No, they're ganging up on you. They must feel your holy might, and they don't like it because they are evil, and you don't need a spell to know that. So one of them attacks you with the sword for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
The other one does the critical. So in this one, there's like a chart you roll on. So I'm going to roll a chart. I got a 3 for monsters, so it's going to do +2, and it rolled 2 again. So you're going to take 4 more points for that second blow.
Total of 6.
Total of 6, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, and now we'll do missiles for your side, which is the ice dart, I guess. Are you targeting one of them? Well, you stepped out, I guess, to the hallways, and then we could back up. So you're probably going to have to attack the ones that are on the cleric, Paul, if you wanted to the ice dart.
Well, I wanted to throw before I moved. So.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's fine. So which group do you want to target?
I want to hit the one that's on the on gauche.
Okay.
So +5 again. So that is a 22 to hit.
No need to look that up. That definitely is.
And 6 points of damage. 7 points of damage, sorry.
Nice. It's still up. Just while we're on your turn, make a saving throw versus spells.
Versus spells?
Yep.
Okay.
Spells is okay, right?
So that'd be
Sorcery, I guess it's called.
That is a 17 + 2, 19.
Okay,
Nice.
that's success.
I'm going to retreat from the fighting.
I'm sorry.
I took a lot of damage. I'm going to retreat as I could. You know.
Okay, you can do that. Do you want to retreat after you attack this round, or do you want to not attack and retreat? Because you haven't gone yet this round.
What sort of punishment would I take if I attack first and then retreat?
Nothing. You would just be in there. I mean, they've already attacked you, so it doesn't matter.
All right, then I'll attack
matter, so. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So you can do your attack. But first, before we do that, no, you're going to cast the grease spell. That happens next.
Mm-hmm.
So you throw that on the ground, blocking off one area so they can't charge from that. Basically, they can't go around the cleric to get to you. And then we are into the cleric's melee. For some reason, I skipped you. I don't know why. So go ahead, Lean, and make your attack.
I think I missed.
Okay.
I rolled a 6. I don't have enough pluses.
Yeah, that probably is not. Their armor class is 5.
Oh, then I made it.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, you're pretty high level.
Yeah. I have
Damage.
+3 plus the one with the spell, and that makes it a total of 10. Good.
Nice. All right. That's the damage, or that's the attack roll?
6 points of damage.
6 points. Okay. You hack into it deeply. It does not go down though. And then you can back up in the second phase. They're just staying there. They're staying in combat.
That's 9 points of damage you did.
9? Okay. It's still up. Barely.
Good. And I'm backing up.
Yeah, you can back up a tiny bit.
After I back up, then I'm going to use that weird Warhammer spell.
Okay. All right. So the next round, you're going to use a spell. How about Timothy? What's your plan this round?
Are those guys sliding away?
They haven't tried to go that way yet because they haven't moved.
Oh.
But if they try to go that way, they will. Yeah.
And how far are they from me?
They're just at the other side of the because basically the cleric moved forward. You're just behind the cleric. Actually, the cleric just moved back, revealing you to them. So if you don't move, you're gonna get attacked. They're I don't know, maybe 10, 15 feet away from you.
You got a shield.
They now have a clear path to get to you because the cleric backed up. Essentially, you cast the grease on the flank, so they couldn't get around. But now that she backed up, there's nobody on the front. So.
Oh, so I'm exposed.
Yeah, I mean, they don't necessarily know the spell is there, so they might run over it, but I would roll randomly for that because I don't know if they know or not. But you are exposed currently, yes.
I am all spells. I'm crap in combat.
You're a magician. What do you want to do?
Well, since
Here, cast again?
I'm gonna have the
You know what?
Warhammer.
For some reason I can't cast sleep spell again, can I?
If I don't think you have it again. You basically have each spell once, I believe, unless it's listed twice.
Okay, sorry. So, and how many feet are they from me?
About 15 feet for the first group, and then there's about 30-foot distance, and there's 3 more that are on the fighter. 4 more that are on the fighter.
Can I look at your spells?
All right. Think on it for a second. I'm just going to make sure whatever else is doing. What about do you have any more ice darts? Are you going to continue to do that, Paul, or something different?
I'm going to continue to do the ice dart.
Okay. Now you're at the door, though, so you'll have to attack the ones that the cleric was holding.
I cast Stinking Cloud.
Okay, you're going to cast a spell? Okay. And how
I'm
about...
attacking this at 25, 25, and it's 15 feet away, so I have to make a saving throw. If they do not make the saving throw, they are
all right, hold on until we get there, Timothy, please. Gooch, you're just attacking this with the halberd?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 attacks.
I don't want, hold on, you got to roll initiative. Sorry. I'm just getting what everybody's doing. There was
okay. Sorry.
I'm just getting everybody's actions. Okay, so basically we got 3 spells going. Well, missile, 2 spells, and a melee attack. So Lee, go ahead and roll initiative for your side.
Tim, in my office in the desk, pull out the wooden box, but be careful. There's a pair of glasses. I have a 2.
You got 2? Okay, they're going first. The ones that are on Gooch are gonna all just keep trying to pound on you again. They haven't been able to penetrate your armor yet, but you know.
Oh, I think I got skipped that last turn. That's why I was rolling to attack. I was going to do 2 attacks on them. I thought.
Well, you did get skipped. I am very sorry about that. Yes, you're right.
Okay. So I actually just rolled a. You said their armor class is 5, so I got a total of 8. So I hit the first one, and then a 18. So I hit both of them, 2 separate ones. And the first one takes 4 points of damage. The second one takes 10.
Okay. First one is sliced into and staggers back. Second one dies. Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. I was bouncing around a lot with so many spells going on. Sometimes I'm like, hold on. All right. So now we rolled initiative. They won. They're attacking you. Actually, one finally hits you with the 20 on the die. And then and actually, hold on. There's only now 3 of them. So the 4th one won't attack. So it's a crit, which is +2. Okay. Oh, it does 7 points of damage.
Okay, and the damage reduction for my armor should take off 2 of that, so I end up taking 5.
Yep.
Okay.
It finds a weak-ish spot in your armor, but not a very weak spot.
All right.
So currently, just so that there's one that's at kind of full strength around you that hasn't been hit yet. One got hit by the ice dart, and then one that you hit that didn't go down. So you're surrounded by 3 of them that just attacked you. There's 3 more that were on the cleric, but the cleric backed up, so they're actually going to move forward. I'm going to roll the 6-sided die to see if they step in the grease or not. So the first guy, if he gets an odd number, he steps in the grease. He does, so he slips on his ass, I guess. Odd. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. The 3 that were on the cleric try to move around to maybe flank or whatever. They step right on that grease and fall. So 3 of them are currently prone. Then we come to. Oh, melee goes first. So now I'm actually back because we skipped you the last time. So you kind of almost get to go twice fast. Okay. Now it's Gooch.
So Gooch is going to make a bad pun about them flopping all around like fish out of water. And then he's going to swing twice. One at the one that he wounded before. And you said there's another wounded one as well.
Yep.
He'll attack each of those. So the first one is a hit with a 15. And the second one is a hit with an 11.
Nice.
So the one that I wounded last time takes 8 points, and
goes
the
down.
Other wounded one takes 9 points.
Definitely goes down. Okay, yeah, you slice through these 2 fish like you're making sushi with Albert, and they go down. 3 of them are again prone. So then that's and then missiles go, which is the ice dart. If you want to throw that, you've got 3 guys they're actually on the ground, so I think you get a bonus because they're.
Hit one of the ones that are on Gauche. I still
Okay, you gotta throw that one. Okay.
I can't throw that one.
Well, you went out the door, and there's people in front of you now.
Okay, so I'll throw one of the ones that are. So they're prone.
Yeah, they're prone. So, but actually, that should get. but not prone in a good way. So I'm going to say that they're I'm going to say, you know what? They fell on their asses. You can automatically hit them. Just do damage.
Okay. 6 points of damage.
Nice. You hit one for 6 points. It does not die. It's flopping around. You know.
I will move back a little bit further, so that way when they do get up, they won't be able to reach me right away.
Okay, perfect. Then we were going with the stinking cloud spell. Where are you throwing it, on the 3 that are on the ground, or at the one that's way out by Gooch?
Well, what about the ones that are trying to kill the cleric?
Well, yeah, they're on the ground.
Oh, they're on the ground. They're the ones. Oh, they're on the thing.
They fell in the grease. Yeah,
Okay, so what do we have left to fight?
those 3 that are in the grease, and Gooch is fighting another one. Oh, also, make a save versus spells.
Me?
Yep. Or sorcerer, I guess it's called. I should probably.
I got a 17 total.
No problem.
13.
Yep, you got it. Yeah. So yeah, there's those 3 that are on the ground, and then you've got one that is by Gooch. You could you don't have to cast a spell if you don't want to, but if you don't,
I won't.
all right, so you just don't do it.
Oh, what the hell? I'll throw a dart.
We'll have to do that next round, because you're just basically stopping. You started casting the spell, and then you're like, whoa, and then you don't do it. So that's what you do. You just don't cast the spell. You can throw a dart next round though if you want. What about Lee? She was also casting a spell. Are you also going to pull it back, or are you going to continue to cast it?
Hammer on the 3 that are flopping on the grease.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can get one on the one that's really far away.
Okay, so you're casting Weird War Hammer.
Yeah. And it says I can do other things, so I'm going to do Cure Light Wound on myself. But first of all, I'm going to get this started.
Conjure a brilliant warhammer, boosts positive energy. Floating weapon can be directed to attack any opponent within the spell's range. Caster need not focus. It can either blah, blah. Okay, so make an attack with it. It attacks with your normal attack. But for every 4 levels, you get a +1 bonus, so you get +1 basically. Oh, actually, no, it says +2 because it's with okay.
I'll wait till next turn.
So you're not going to cast it?
Next initiative.
2.
It's not a critical fumble.
Okay. Yeah, there's no critical fumbles. Okay, so you miss.
1. She rolled 2. Oh.
Okay, so you cast a spell, but you miss. That's fine. And everybody went, right? Actually, Lee, make a save versus sorcery.
Save is 13.
Yeah, I think
All you need. So that's good. Pass.
Yeah, +2 under sorcery. Oh, not 20.
Yeah.
20 is perfect. Okay. No problem. The sorcery is not affecting this group at all.
We are power. We are might.
You're high level characters. Okay, everybody want that round, right? We have the confusion of melee. So as that round ends, you've got one strong fishman fighting your fighter about 30-ish feet away. Well, you guys all backed up, so he's probably like about 45 feet away from you guys now. On the ground in front of you, maybe 10 feet away, just out of melee range, is 3 fishmen that are flopping around in the grease, 2 of which have been injured. So now, what is everybody going to do this round? Let's just start. Lee, what are you doing this round?
Cure Light Wound.
Okay, perfect. How about Timothy?
I'll go walk up to one that see flopping around, whack him in the head with my staff.
Okay, melee. Okay, how about Gooch? That's the only character name I ever remember. Hitting with the halberd. I'm assuming you're muted, but I assume that's what you're doing. And
yeah, sorry about that. I'll try and hit the ones on the ground.
Oh, you're gonna go back and leave the one that you're fighting?
Oh, there's one still on me? Sorry. Yeah, I'll hit him twice.
You could hit that guy once, and then in the second phase do a rush forward and charge the ones on the ground and hit them. You could do that if you want. But
I'll just go for this guy twice.
Okay, and then Paul.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and ice knife the The one on the ground that I did last time.
Okay, perfect. So Lee, give us initiative one more time. Hopefully this will probably be the last round. Oh, they rolled a 1. They're losing it now.
I rolled a 1.
Ah, okay, simultaneous. Actually, it goes by your dex. What's your dexterity?
11.
Okay, you go first. So that goes first.
Right wound.
So the first thing that happens is melee. So that would be Gooch.
Okay. First attack hits exactly with an 8.
Nice.
And second attack hits with a 13. So
+1 from the bless.
yes, I am. Just rolling a little bit low. So 3 points of damage for one and 9 points for the other one. So
that's enough.
12 total.
Yeah. So you swing into this last one that was standing strong, and it drops to the ground. Also in melee is the staff wielding magician. So make your attack against the floppy guy. He is actually. I'm gonna give you a +2 to your attack because he's
He's prone.
Yeah.
What'd you roll? Uh-oh.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. No, you charge forward, and maybe you're nervous about getting into the grease yourself, so you swing from too far back and miss. The stuff clacks on the ground.
No fumble tip on this game. Okay.
No fumbles. Nope. And then we're into missile, right? Because nobody's doing then we're into missile attack. Nobody's doing a spell. Well, the spell's happens at the end, the cure light wounds. So let's do an ice knife. You've got 3 of these guys. You want to do the one you attacked before, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Do I roll the hit or is it just damage?
Yeah, now they're getting more. I'll give you +2 now because they're starting to get stable. They had just fallen the last time.
Okay, so that's a 10 to hit.
What armor class is that hit?
That hits a armor class 7.
No, misses. Okay, so you throw it down, and they're trying to stand back up, and it misses them. It shatters on the ground, a piece of ice.
May I remind you that I still have the weird war hammer up?
Yep, it spells now, so you can actually do that right now. Perfect timing.
Okay. I could use that 20, but
Yep, make your attack, and then you can do your cure spell.
what does it look like? It looks like 19.
Yep.
20 total.
No, that definitely hits. I didn't have to look that up. Give me some damage. Remember, it's +2.
5 points of damage.
5. Okay. That does not quite kill it, but it's definitely hurt. And you can do your cure light wound spell now as well.
Thank you.
And that should
7
end.
points total.
Nice. Get the power of your gods healing you up. And now currently there are 3 left, 2 of which are injured that are they're now standing up from the greased area. They've kind of backed up a bit, so there's grease now between you and them. And they look they don't look very good. Like they look like they're not giving up, basically is what I'm saying. They look like they're going to kind of come at you again now that they know where not to stand. So what's everybody doing? Lee, with this next round, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to continue with the weird war hammer.
Okay.
Up with a different name, it's easier to pronounce.
Okay.
And now that I am a little bit more healed, would I be able to reach around? How long would it take me to come around with the bastard sword to avoid the grease, or should I just use the mace to, what's the reach in the mace?
Yeah, well, a bastard sword is longer than a mace for sure. So
Yeah, I know, but I have to go through the grease to get at them. Whereas with the mace, I could just swing it. The mace would swing over the grease, right?
no, a mace is small compared to a bastard sword. I think a mace is. Look at your weapon size or whatever. The mace is smaller. I'm pretty sure the lower number means smaller.
Okay, so I'm not going to.
You can But to answer your question, you can circle around the grease. It's only a 20-foot area. You have 30 foot of movement, so you can actually move around the grease.
All right, then I'm going to circle around and stab one of them.
Okay, so you got to do melee and then the magic attack at the end. How about Timothy?
Yeah.
Huh?
What's your character doing this round?
Well, you know what? I think I can get rid of these guys really quick. I'm going to get up to where I'm 5 feet from them. I'm not going to hit the burning hand spell.
Okay, you're gonna step up and you can do it from across the grease if you want. I mean, yeah, basically you can do it without. At this point, you can do it without hitting anybody as long as.
Okay, I guess they go no saving throw and they take 14 points of damage.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're gonna move up and cast that spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. It's a long thing, right? How wide is it? What's the? You probably don't have to move at all.
It is well, it's only got a range of I'm looking the wrong one. Sorry. It's got a range of 5 feet. It fanning out from 120-degree horizontal arc and causing 2 hit points of damage per caster level with no saving throw allowed.
All right, so you do have to move forward then. Okay, so you're actually gonna go. You're gonna have to go on phase 2 though, so just so you know, so it is a little risky because if they might be able to hit you when you get up there, just so you know that.
Okay.
Okay, and then Gooch.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to move back to the ones that are left or move forward or wherever they're located and just try and melee attack them.
All right, fair enough. And do we have any more ice knives or is Paul?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, ice knife him again.
All right, I'm gonna missile. Okay, so let's go into the possibly the final round of combat. Lee, roll initiative for us. D6. They got a 4.
Different die.
Oh.
First die got tired and I rolled a 1 on the second die.
Okay, so they're gonna go first. So they're gonna melee. Actually, because you haven't actually moved yet, they need to go move around the grease. So they're gonna actually charge. There's 3 of them, so I'm gonna say one's going after the magician, one's going after the cleric, and I'll roll randomly for the third one. So first against the magician. Ooh, 17. I'm sure that's gonna hit you because magicians, unless you have some kind of magical protection. I don't think you do.
No, he didn't give me anything like that. So
yeah. Okay, yeah, that hits an AC of 1. So yeah. All right, so you get hit. You're gonna drop that. You're gonna lose that spell, unfortunately. And you take 2 points of damage. The second one's going after the cleric with a 15. I think you needed a 13 to hit you, so that hits. And the third one, I'll roll randomly. Odd will be cleric, even will be magician. So even. So the two are going after the magician. 18. That's gonna hit you as well, I'm sure.
You have to go through the grease to get at it.
They've circled around because now they know it's there. Just like you can move and attack, so can they. Okay, so that time it does 4 points of damage. So you get hit by 2 of them, and one targets the cleric. So they come around the grease and they're swinging wildly at you guys. However, it is now their turn. So melee goes first. So the bastard sword would be melee, and so would the halberd. So let's just do bastard sword first because you're there. So go ahead and swing with your sword.
It looks like a 20.
Oh,
It is a 20.
a natural 20. Awesome. So if you roll a natural 20 in this, you then roll a d6
Plus my regular D8.
No, just roll a d6 for a chart, and then I'll tell you what the crit does. There's like a chart. 4. You are a cleric, so you do 2 times damage. So roll your damage die twice, and add any modifiers.
Jeez, I needed that. 7.
7? That's enough. He was already wounded. You cut him down. He drops after he stabs into you, and then you cut him with your sword, and he drops. Also in melee would be Gooch.
All right, and how many of them are left?
There's 2. Yeah, you'll only get 1 attack because you're definitely charging. You're moving 30 feet. So
okay, all right. Oh, I actually missed.
No.
That trying to avoid that grease as well, I guess.
Yeah, you're like he saw them fall. So you charge forward with the pole arm and miss. Finally, we got missile attack from our cryomancer.
All right, here it goes. Oh, that is 15. That'll be armor class 2.
That hits.
All right, so that is 3 points of whatever kind of damage that is.
Okay. Ice damage, I guess. Pointy damage. Suck damage. Yeah, you hit this thing and it reels back from being hit. It's still standing. Wow, it's still 2 of them up. These last 3 are tough bastards. I'll give you that right now.
I
So
still have my warhammer.
what's that?
I still have my warhammer. Weird warhammer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you do. Go ahead. Sorry.
Let's hope that I can roll another 20. 3 20s in a row. Ah!
You jinxed it.
You can never wish for a 20. It just has to happen.
I know that now. Thank you very much.
What'd you get? Did you hit at all or no?
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
But it's a spiritual hammer, so it doesn't hurt me.
no, of course not. Yeah, you miss. These things are pretty slick. Maybe because they have so much grease on them, they're avoiding all combat. So now we're in the final. Hopefully, I keep saying this is the 3rd round. I said the last round. This is probably the last round. These guys are beat up. They're basically trying to stab on you. Actually, let me roll their morale again because 1 more went down. Nope, they're fighting. They're not going to leave. So what do we got? Lee, what are you going to do? Can you melee them, or are you going to do something else?
Well, yeah, I can melee them. I don't need to use any more spells.
Okay,
So,
so you can melee.
yeah.
And how about Timothy?
You know what? The guy's in my face, so I can't cast spells. I'm gonna whack him upside the head with my sword.
Melee. Gooch, meleeing, I'm assuming. I always just assume the fighter melees. I hate to say what your character does, but and then do you have it? And then what about the cryomancer? What's your
Ice knife again?
All right, perfect. Okay, so this is where it really matters. Roll high on your initiative. One more time, Lee. It's gonna be me D6 roll. 3.
Yeah. Is it curly?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, curly hair. Good luck. 5.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we're just going to go straight down. So I'm just going to go in order of how you're sitting here just to make it easy. So Lee, make your melee attack.
Oops. Got it on. Hold on. 15 plus 1, 16 gives me -1.
Nice. Damage.
1d8 plus 3. Sorry, just I
I
don't
was
hear.
playing since before you were born.
I can falsely help a woman.
Okay. Well, you jinxed it. Again. 7 again.
Kills him. Drops. Magician with your staff.
Hate to soil my hands with combat, but I guess I'll have no choice. And I got a AC 1.
Yeah, that hits.
And I do a whopping 1 point of damage. Oh, sorry, as my wife puts it, 1 massive bone-crushing point of damage.
Doesn't quite kill him. It doesn't quite kill him.
Now, question. I actually have 1d6 minus 1. Do I still do at least 1 point of damage?
Yes, you always do 1 point of damage. Yeah, you smack into him and you do a little damage. It's fine. Gooch. 1 standing.
I said hopefully not for long. Sorry. 20.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Natural 20. So 1 6-sided dice, like
Yep, roll a 6-sided die, see what it does.
5.
Triple damage.
Triple damage. Oh,
Good,
okay.
and-
So
Okay.
is that before or after the damage bonus? Is it
That's just the roll, the dice. Yeah.
okay?
triple-
So 21 plus 2, so 23 points of damage.
Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's definitely a cleave in half moment. As the last fish falls to the ground and is laying in the grease, and maybe you're thinking about doing a fish fry or something.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Nice.
The music is still playing a jaunty tune.
So Gooch immediately wants to, he's going to kind of ignore the fish people, and he wants to walk over and start putting some of those bejeweled golden plates that were on the table in his backpack.
Okay, yeah, you definitely do that. You don't see any more of these fish guys, coming through other. But so just you get a layout of the room. Look at my map here. You see, as you look to your right, basically came through the door, and you look to the right. You see two more large doors, basically going up to the hallway. You would imagine. On the other side of the hall, directly across from you, there's three like small doors, like not tiny doors, but like small compared to everything else. And to your left on that wall, there's a couple small doors too. You go and grab the trays. This is probably a little strange. Maybe they were eating what looked to be chopped up humanoid, possibly humans. There's like hands and pieces of feet and stuff like that on the trays. But yeah, you wipe those off, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're kind of beat up. I mean, they're not as worth as much as they would have been if they're in perfect shape. But you reckon they're worth a lot of gold each, something like 500 to 700, maybe even 1,000 gold pieces per tray.
Wow. And these are definite proof that we were in the ancient city, or we could say.
You would think so, yeah. I mean, based on descriptions that you have heard, of that people legends, yeah. These could definitely. You've never seen anything so glorious as this outside of Sarnath, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, like if we don't do anything else, at least we came here, and I have another story to add to my missing finger to get drink spot for me at the tavern. So
that's right, yeah. This is definitely some kind of a proof.
All right.
And there's lots of trays. I mean, I don't know how many you want to look around, but there's lots of trays.
Well, I think a couple of trays. And do we want to clean up the entire castle, or do we want to head back home and spend our spoils?
I say we keep going for a little while. How much time has passed for that battle? Was pretty quick, right?
Yeah, I mean, right. So a battle always takes one turn total because by cleaning up after or whatever. So just kind of grabbing some trays, getting your weapons cleaned up. So yeah, you have been in. Okay, so just because I know I did a little weird timekeeping at the beginning, in order to get out of there on time, you need to have spent here at most 6 hours. You have been here for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you still have a decent amount of time.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you will probably go back slower, so maybe you don't want to go more than 5 hours to be safe. But you think 6 hours? You know that if you went longer than 6 hours, you're basically dead because there's no way you get back in time unless you use magic or something. All right, yeah. So you've got this giant room. Now the music instruments are still playing. They're kind of floating in the air about 20 feet up. You've got those kind of, it's very bright, like I said, with the lights dancing around to the music. And you have the dead fishermen that were eating the stuff. So there's lots of doors. I mean, you know that the two of them at least will probably go back to the hallway based on what you could see from the other side. But you've got a lot of small doors. Two on the, I'm just going to call it the southern wall, and 3 on the western wall. Any particular door you want to hit? Nope.
I'd go to the farther southern wall, I guess. So there's a door in the southern wall?
Southern wall, but as far away from you as possible?
Sure.
Okay, so basically the southwestern wall. Yeah, so it's a small, again, like a normal size door, I guess you would say. Also, it's still finely made, and it's highly decorative on this side, kind of similar to what you've seen in the hallway, like lots of like relief etching into it. It doesn't have any kind of lock on it; just has a simple handle, and it opens. It pushes open.
And just as I look at through all these carvings, I'm looking to see if there's any, messages or anything any knowledge I can glean from them as I just curiously sort of looking at them. But then I'll try to open the door.
Yeah, I mean, you can garner that this is all about showing the opulence of Sarnath. It's basically just showing all the feasting and the history, and how how they built their great wealth. Nothing seems to be like a message per se, except for that, hey, we're super rich and look at our awesome dining room. And yeah, you open the door and you're looking into it has that kind of soft glow in here. So, well, you have your ice stick, right? So you can stay. You still have some of those left?
It only lasted for let me see. It only lasted for 6 turns, 1 hour. So
okay, let me make a note of that. So you started here, so it'll go to here. So let me just go ice. Light. Yeah, it still burns for a while. You only lit it like 10 minutes ago, 10, 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so you stick it and kind of light up the hallway. You see this is a hallway that's about 20 feet wide. It seems to run along the southern part of basically the dining room, if you will. And then as you kind of peek in and look, it also seems to go along the northern part. So you could immediately realize that the doors that are on that west wall all come into this hallway as well. All the doors that you see, the small doors, all come into this hallway. As you're kind of looking up to the north, you see it looks like it opens up into a larger room up there, though.
I will relay that to my companions.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, you could take this hallway up and see what's in that room up there, or you could go back to the main hallway where the all those spiral staircases were. There was other doors in there as well, so you've got a few different options as to where you might want to go. Actually, why don't you think on that for a second, and let's maybe take a 5-minute break to like use the restroom, get a drink or whatever, since we've been going for a little over 2 hours. Does that sound fair?
Sounds good.
Okay, so I will see you guys back here in a couple. Hey, welcome back. Realizing that the spells are not PDFs, I'm making them PDFs now. Since I'm running this again. Whilst we wait for everybody to return. Yeah. Paul, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, so we're just waiting for the. Okay, hopefully they'll be back shortly. This is anything that your characters want to do that's separate from what they're doing. But I guess you're trying to decide what door to go through.
I'll follow Gosh.
Ooch.
Goosh.
Okay.
Also, Goosh, I have a. He shows you this small vial of liquid, and he hands it to you, and he tells you the next time we're for sure into a mass combat to drink this, and it'll gird you with the spirits of the north. It's a potion of heroic action. So for your level, you get +2 to your fighter ability and +2 hit dice. And it lasts for, doesn't say.
A potion, right? So potions last for 6 turns plus d6.
Okay, so there you go.
In turns, yeah. So you never know when they're going to end. I mean, you know they last at least an hour, but they kind of eventually wear off. I mean, they'd certainly last for more than a big combat. Oh, I thought I saw them walk by. Tim, are you guys back? Oh, there he is. Okay, welcome back.
Daniel, can you hear me?
Yep. Cool. Well, so everybody's back. And let me close this. Let me just do one quick thing since I'm already doing it. Opening something. Don't worry, it's not a dragon yet. I mean, you can't play Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, I guess we're not technically playing Dungeons and Dragons, so we can not have a dragon.
Don't get me started. I've done so many. I'm so tired of people saying that D&D is only about dungeon crawls. I've done so many different things in D&D campaigns. You know.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I said that you have to have dragons. I didn't say anything about a dungeon.
No,
We're not in a dungeon yet. All right, here we go.
I told you guys when I was running.
So you are now, you're in that dining hall still. You've looked into the kind of the small doors that line the east and southern walls, and you can see that there's basically a hallway back there. It's a wide hallway, but still a hallway. It has that soft glow. Again, you probably think that this place was at one point infused with magical light everywhere, so people didn't have to have torches and stuff. But the magic has faded over time. So that hallway itself seems to eventually, if you look basically to the west, so it doesn't end up butting up with the original hallway. It seems like it just ends in a wall there. But to the north, it looks like it opens up into a room. So, just for practical purposes, you could kind of take that hallway up to that room to the north if you wanted. Or you could go back to the original large entrance hallway, and you've got doors on the east side and, of course, more doors. Actually, you have a door to on the west side as well, all the ways to the north. So
just take this one up to the one on the north, if that's okay with everybody.
It's okay with me. Tim just stepped out for a second.
Okay.
Something.
Well, that means it starts dice first. It's okay. That's good for you guys. Whoever's not at the table when the monsters attack, that's who gets attacked. All right, so you move forward up the hallway.
Well, I'm sorry, but he had to go get something for my wheelchair.
No, I'm just kidding with you, of course. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry to inconvenience people.
No, you're totally fine. Don't worry about it. We're having a good time. I'm just being a wise guy. So you travel up that hallway along the western wall, and you're kind of creeping up. As you get close enough that your light kind of shines brighter into the space, you can see that that it looks like it opens up into a large room. Immediately you notice, though, even from the hallway, that it's almost like the floor is moving. At first you thought it was just black, but you can see it's moving. And as you look in there, you can see that the floor is covered with giant, giant for what they are, giant ants. They're about 3 inches long. So they're big ants, and there's lots of them. They're crawling over each other, and they're kind of going across the floor, and they're moving stuff around. I don't know how close you want to get to it. At this point, I have you about 20 feet away or so.
Are they staying within the confines of the room?
Yeah, they don't seem to be penetrating the hallway. Exactly. It's almost like there's a line there where they're not coming into the hallway. They're staying in that room. At least for now.
I don't want anything to do with these ants. That's Gooch's going to back off slowly and just shaking his head no.
Okay, you don't want to creep up and look.
What is that room besides the ants? Are there?
Well, you would have to move closer to see what else is in the room, because you're literally on the western wall of the room. If you want to move up to where the ants are, you could look.
Well, if the fighter is backing away, there's no way I'm going to go in.
I mean, I'm just giving you the option, if you want. Yeah, so you're like, no.
Unless it was glittering gold or magical, I don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, you don't see anything. From the angle you're at, you don't see anything but ants. There could be other things in there, but you don't see them. Let me just quickly check something. Yeah. Yep. You don't see anything. You might actually, I'll do it this way. Oh, actually. You kind of hear what might be like kind of grumbling sounds up there, like either it could be something very large, like it's very bassy. So something large talking, or it could be like kind of just a rumbling of something like an earthquake or so. You hear basically like that sound, and it's very faint. But otherwise, it's just the ants.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you head back away from that, going back to the dining room, I guess, where you slaughtered the fish, and back out into that main entrance hallway, I'm guessing.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, I mean, from this huge hallway, you can see that there's, again, that door would be on the east side now, the large door. You've got another large door way up at the end of the hallway, also on the east side. Or also at the end of the hallway, all the ways to the north, you have a door, I should say, on the west side.
Do you have a map? Do you have an image of this?
I have a map, yes.
Yeah, if you pop that up, it's a lot easier for me to remember if I can see it.
Yeah, I can't show you my map because it has all the information on it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I do not have a player's map. You could draw a map if you'd like.
Suck at that.
Just grab it to you again. You're basically in the center of the building. It's about a 60-foot wide corridor that goes the full length of the building, about 300 or so feet. On the right-hand side, almost directly across from you at the southern part of the hallway, there's a giant door. At the same side of the wall, all the way to the northern part of the hallway, there's a giant door. And then across the hall, there's a small door basically across from each of these big doors. One of the small doors you've been through. One of them goes into the dining hall.
Let's go to the large door and see what it looks like.
The one straight across from us? That sounds good.
Yeah, and also you have these columns that are like stairways going up. Okay, so you go to the large door. It's very, very ornate. And again, large is relative here. It's not gigantic like the doors outside. It's just bigger than the other doors. It's super ornate, and it's a double door. It looks like that it would push in from the direction you're in. And it does not have any kind of locks or anything on it. It literally just has like, those push plates that they have on doors just to push it. Like there's no way to lock it, no way to, no handle or anything like that.
Okay. Gooch wants to go ahead and listen at this door too and see if he hears any music or anything else.
Maybe the music's a bad thing. You hear dead silence.
Okay. I'm going to tell the rest of my companions I don't hear anything and ask them if they want me to go ahead and push the door open if they're ready.
But I had used my Detect Evil already.
You want to cast Detect Evil?
No, I've already used it.
Oh, yeah.
I said too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you can never have enough detecting of evil.
I know.
Let's open the door.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so you push the door open, and what you're looking into is a room that is like about 50 foot square. It is clearly a room where, like, if you were coming into, let's say, to greet or whatever, you might leave your gear or whatever. It's like a storage room, but like there's a large table in here. There's also lots of hooks that are lined with, probably 100 cloaks. Most of them look like they're moth-eaten or damp and molded. They're covering basically the three walls that aren't the wall you're coming in from. So they're covering the north wall, the south wall, and the east wall. Again, there's a large table in the center of the room that looks like there were some weapons sitting on it, like some swords and daggers, and they are completely rusted through. And this room also has that faint. I mean, you have that ice stick, so you have plenty of light, but this also has that faint glow.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I'm not a thief, otherwise I'll inspect every nook and cranny looking for treasure. So I'm done.
Did you say there were exits out of this room, or is this?
You don't see any exits. You just basically the wall you came through has that giant door, and the other three walls are basically just covered with hooks with cloaks hanging on them, in various states of rotting.
Do any of them seem like they're still in really good shape?
So you want to search through the cloaks?
If that's okay with everybody, I'll take the time to start searching through them.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you start searching through the cloaks, and you find one it's actually in beautiful shape. There's a couple of kind of rotted cloaks like on top of it, so you move one of them, and this is like, it looks like it's never like it's brand new, like somebody just made it.
Okay, I want to take that, and you said it was kind of chilly outside. I'm sure it's chilly in here as well.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just take it and put it on.
No.
There we go. That's what we like to do. Just put the magic card.
Arrogant. My wisdom says no. Bad idea.
All right, yeah. You put the cloak on. Let me look up what it does.
Uh-oh.
Let me look at my chart.
When this game is over, I will tell you what I did to a player party that I had.
Yeah. Okay.
I told you as a GM, I'm merciless.
So this. Oh, there's actually a pretty big cloud. How tall are you?
5'2", so it's
okay. Yes, yeah, so this basically like hits the ground. It's like a big cloak. Oh wow.
Put it
cool.
on, you take it off.
You put it around you because like you said, you felt cold. You're immediately warmed up, like warmer than you've ever felt in the regular cloak. You're surprised by how warm you are.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I am happy.
Yeah, and you actually go and you like put the hood up maybe because you think it's gonna be cold, and there's actually like horns coming out of the hood.
Okay.
It's
Nice.
It's a fur cloak.
This will add to my storytelling.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. You could actually just mechanically you can actually attack with the horns if you want to charge something.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just because I'll forget to tell you, you're immune to non-magical cold, and you have a +1 to your armor class.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Grab that.
Yeah, and +1 bonus to all saves.
Oh man, you got another one of those?
It's a close action, but it's. I mean, you certainly can check. You guys waiting at the, you're waiting around while he checks and he pulls a cloak off the wall.
I check around for the magic too. Come on.
You're gonna go take a look. Okay. By the way, the bless now is over, and so is the levitation. If anybody was trying to levitate. All right, let's see.
It's a good thing nobody levitated over the ants.
I was going to pour oil and light them on fire, but that's me.
All right, yeah, you actually find as you're digging through a cloak that seems like it's in good shape too. It's actually you might think it'd be a cloak that'd be good for like rainy weather. It's made of kind of like a eel skin. It's like a slick looking. It's lightweight.
I'll put it on.
Nothing could go wrong there. All right, so you throw it on, and suddenly, everybody looking at you is like their eyes get a bit distorted as you seem to be kind of moving around, and in multiple places at once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cloak of displacement?
Yep.
All
I
right.
can help you with your armor class.
This gives you +8 to your armor class.
Oh, nice.
Wow! Holy crap!
Versus just the first attack though.
Oh, okay.
All subsequent attacks are +2. Yeah.
Well, that could be useful. What else does it give me? Just that? Okay.
+2 save versus spells that are aimed directly at you. Yeah, and that's it. So like a fireball, no, but like a magic missile, the magic missile. But like ice dart, for instance, you get +2 on your save.
Okay.
So if anything's aimed at you directly, you get +2 to the save if you have to make a save, or +2 to your armor class. But the first attack of every combat, I guess, is +8.
Okay. Awesomeness.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, and also you're freaking everybody out.
Yeah, well, that's good. I get to be wizard.
Arcane magic. Oh, I touched the things that had drive men mad. Wah!
Imagine living with that all
Wow.
the time.
Yeah, there's a magical cloak. All right.
More.
Yeah.
So how long have we spent searching this room?
20 minutes.
Okay.
It's hard to pay attention when you.
So there was one other door on this side of the.
Right. If you were to come back out into the large hallway and head all the ways to the end, there was another large door like this one.
How do you all feel about doing that? Checking
Well, I
that.
want to see if there's any treasure for me.
Oh, okay. We'll keep searching.
You want to search?
Yeah, I search. What do I need to do?
Nothing.
Okay.
You search around. You do not find a cloak, unfortunately. Sorry. But you do find a secret door.
Oh.
There is a secret door in the lower corner of the room. So basically the southeast corner on the east wall. You're moving around and you move, some cloaks, and you move a hook, and you hear it go click, and like a little door like pops open.
Guys, there's a secret door here. You want to explore it now or later?
Let's check it out now.
Tim?
Yeah, we do it.
Paul, you okay with that?
Sounds good to me. I'll search around a little bit too before we go through the secret door.
Okay, so we can say you guys do it at the same time. So everybody's bold now. So 4. Okay. You also find a woolen cloak.
Is it better than the woolen cloak I'm currently wearing?
I mean, it's very nice.
Oh, well, I'll put it on then.
Okay. Make a saving throw versus death.
Oh gosh.
With -5 penalty. Oh my god.
17. So that's I think I made 13. Yeah.
17 -5, so that's 12, right? So you fail
Why did I get -5?
because you make a saving throw with a -5. Do you have any bonus to poison or death saves? Is there any bonus written in the box?
I have no bonus.
Ooh, okay.
Do we have is that bless still working?
No.
No, the bless ended last round. Okay, I mean, I'll just so you must make a saving throw versus death, poison at -5 penalty, or instantly die, frothing and frothing at the mouth and convulsing.
No.
Yeah, so the cloak wraps around you and starts as all this poison goes into your body. And do you? Okay, so the cleric might know. Oh no.
I'm checking my spells to see if there's anything I can do to help.
Yeah, so
but I should have cast incantations before. Is it too late to cast incantation now?
Let me see. So basically, roll a d6. Try to get low. That'd be good. Do a test of intelligence, basically, to see if you would know what would need to happen.
No, I didn't roll low. 5.
Okay, now you're not sure it would work. You're not sure exactly what to do. You know that he's basically got poisoned, but he falls to the ground dead.
Oh, I have neutralized poison. I cast it.
Okay. Yeah, you do it, but he still seems to be.
I don't think it's been 6 rounds.
It's not enough. Yeah, unfortunately. Luckily, I have generic fighter #1 pre-gen that I can. You guys didn't realize that one of your henchmen actually survived, or one of your fellow adventurers actually survived and made it in here. And
Comes busting through the door.
Has been following behind you. Let me send you. Oh my god.
You see why I shouted no to put the cloak on?
Well, you got 2 good ones.
I know, but you know, I was running a game one time, and these zombies came to attack people, and when they finished killing off the zombies, they found a cloak. And one of the players grabbed the cloak, did all kinds of detect magic, detect evil, detect this, detect that, detect everything else.
Okay.
But nothing.
I want to interrupt your story, but let me just hold on one second. Paul, do you want a fighter or a thief?
Do we have a thief in the party?
No.
I'll take a thief.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt it, but I want to get this done well. All right, so this is go away.
He was such a good thief. He's been with you the whole time.
You didn't notice that he was right there. Actually, you pull the cloak out of the way. There's a thief hiding.
So when Paul's other character died, did the light go out from the ice crystal that he was holding?
Who died?
Yeah, let's say so. That'd be pretty epic. The light from it slowly turns red as blood as he falls to the ground.
There were 4 of us. There's the fighter, there's you, and there's.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thief will take the cloak to toss it on some future enemy.
Who died?
You try to pull it off and it's completely wrapped around him. It's impossible to remove it.
Oh well.
Yeah,
so
without destroying it anyways.
There was yet another cloak, and he put it on without checking it, and he says, "Make a save versus death magic."
Okay.
He died, poisoned.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember what I did to Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we'll assume that this new thief that just joined the party was part of your larger party that got lost in the adventure here, and somehow you
Never
found
in the same place. Basically, you walked in the other door. So, hi guys.
Yeah. So you come in.
I'm not sure it is.
Can we loot the wizard's body?
Yeah, of course.
He's got 3 scrolls. The wizard might be good, and then he's got 2 potions that still might be useful, and a ring of animal command.
Hey.
The rogue will take the animal command, and I guess the potions. Maybe the wizard wants the scrolls. They're shocking grasp, frost sphere, and black cloud.
What about the cleric?
No cleric scrolls. They'd be magic user scrolls, I think.
Oh, you said potions. Can I look at the potions?
I'll let you have the potion of cure disease. You want that?
Okay, thank you.
Those spells were scrolls of shocking grasp.
Scroll of shocking grasp, frost sphere, and black cloud.
Yeah, I will send you.
Black cloud. Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the.
It says frost sphere is cry 2, where the other ones have mag levels. So maybe this one can't be used by a magician.
Right, only the ones that can be used by a magician. So yeah.
So just shocking grasp.
Okay, but not for black cloud. Okay. I'll just cross that out then.
Yeah. I mean, you can still take the scroll, but you just won't be able to use it. It might be some valuable to sell it or whatever. Or if you find another crown master somewhere. But unfortunately, yeah, the cloak is I mean, maybe, I mean, it would have been a good weapon, I suppose. But maybe you can be happy that it won't ever affect anybody else. Well, another good person again, because it's wrapped around that guy. But on that note, you've got a secret door.
I'll check the secret door.
Also, now there's no bright light. You guys can still see, but it's definitely dim. So
Now that we have a thief, why doesn't he go up there, check to see if the door's locked, if there's traps, and all that other stuff like a thief?
you have like that. Well, the door's not locked because it popped open.
Okay.
Yeah, that I can tell you right now.
Tryphon says he's not that kind of thief. He says, well, you go up and check the door.
What are we paying you for?
Ain't paying him anything.
Oh, he's getting a share of the loot. That's payment. All right, then, since the thief isn't going to do it, let's just go move on to something else. If there's treasure behind that, too bad, so sad.
Okay, so you got there's a secret door here that popped open. Did you want to investigate that? Is that the plan? Or are you going to back out into the door in the hallway? What was the...
I want to look and see what's behind the secret door if it popped open.
Yeah, it just like popped a little bit, like a fraction off the wall. So
Okay.
you can push it open.
Can I push it open with my halberd?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you step back from it and push it open. And again, this is all very dim in here, and you push the door open, it's dim in there as well. There's a room, it's 50 foot north to south, so the same dimension as this room, but it's very long. It's something like 200 feet long. You see a hugely large set of stairs at the again, normal height for a person to walk up, but large as in wide, something like 20 foot wide stairs at the far end of the space. You also see standing in here in a formation some soldiers.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay. Yep. 1 second.
Are they fish soldiers or are they?
They look to be, well, they have helmets on, so you don't think so based on the size of their heads. They don't seem as big as the fish guys' heads were. There's 24 of them, and they are standing almost like at attention with what you might call an officer in front of them, looking at the group. And when the door opens up, they turn. So, okay. So now, they clearly, there's a stench of death in here. So you would sense that these guys are probably not friendly, but you don't know. But let's go. So you said, Leo, we're going to cast a spell.
Incantation.
Okay. And how about the magic? Is that, Tim? What's your character going to do?
Just find out what's going on. Just check out what's happening here. So
She's just going to wait?
Yeah.
Is
there a pull ring on the secret door so we could close it?
You could close it by grabbing the hook, the cloak hook. That's what made it pop open. Yeah, you can pull it back towards you.
Okay. I'm gonna get ready to do that if these things start charging us.
Okay, so they move forward. You're going to pull it close. Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the new thief? What's your plan? Paul.
I'm going to draw my weapon and move off to the side.
Okay.
In case they come through.
Sounds good. Okay, Mance, if you want to roll initiative for this combat.
Sure thing. 6.
Well, I got a 1. They're going to move. You can tell that they basically the silently the officer turns, like soldiers do, and the whole group turns towards you, and they lower their spears, and they're about to start to march towards you. So if you're going to close that door, that's the first thing that would happen. So you can do that.
I'm going to let. Do I hear Lee's character start chanting or praying?
I mean, if she says she's going to do the spell, then you would know what's happening. Yeah, sure. You could do it on the second phase if you want, basically.
Yeah, I'll kind of hold off a second for her to cast her spell.
Okay.
Incantation, you gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws, pretty much like the blessed spell. Enemies are penalized, -1 on attack and saving throws.
That would have been nice for Paul to have.
It was a 25 foot.
Well, I neutralized the poison. You know, so.
I think he needed a one more to.
Well, I'm sorry.
No. I'm not. I mean, you did the bless spell, and it had just worn off already.
It just worn off. Yeah, like literally just worn off. Okay, yeah. So you start to chant, and you all feel, good about that, I guess. Okay. And these creatures, that's phase one. So they're going to go. They're actually moving. So let's see how fast these guys are.
Can we tell if they look alive or dead?
You'll be able to tell once they're on top of you.
They smell dead, right?
Yeah, they smell nasty.
Okay, and we're still in the cloak room.
Yep, you are.
How wide is the doorway?
It's a narrow door.
Okay, yeah, so if somebody stood in the way, they'd only be able to come through one at a time.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially, if this thing moves, what's going to happen is this thing moves fast enough. Since you're standing right there, it's going to come through and attack you.
Okay, this the officer.
Yeah, the officer. I think he's going to be the fastest one.
Okay.
His move is 30. So yeah, he can get to you. So the officer charges forward. And you definitely smell the stink of death on him as he reaches out and tries to grab you with his filthy, dirty, undead hand. Rolls 17.
I know what I'm going to do next.
Okay, so he got a 17.
And this cloak is given. Now I have an AC of -2, I believe, because of the cloak. So,
nice. Okay, so he got 17. Wow, you know what? You know what armor class is?
What's that?
It hits armor class -1, so it literally would have hit you.
The cloak saved me. Okay.
Yeah, his hand grabs the fur of the cloak, and it does the magic of the cloak, protects you from the filth of the undead.
Nice.
Kind of blocking the door now, so unless you knock him back, you're not going to be able to close the door.
Okay.
And the rest of them are moving up. They can't fit through the door anyways, but they start to move forward. You were waiting. The thief moved back, so I guess we'll just go into the next round. So what's everybody planning to do now? Since you're right in the door, I'll start with you, Matt. What's your plan?
Man, okay. I will, if it is at all possible. You know what? I'm just gonna get in the way and try and hit this guy because I don't think I can just knock him back. So I'm just gonna try to hit him twice with the halberd.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that if you kill him in this round, then maybe somebody else would close the door.
Okay.
Chance, anyways. All right, so you're gonna attack. How about the thief, Paul?
The thief is gonna move around to the side of the door so he can try to backstab the thing as it's attacking Ghosh.
Okay, I mean, if it comes through, yeah. It's not through the door, actually. It's like in the doorway.
Yeah.
Perfect. Fair enough. How about Lee and the cleric? What's your plan?
I am going to raise my arms with my holy symbol and go, turn foul, undead.
Nice.
And the undead, nice. And how about our magician, Tim?
I will, what's the range on that? What's the duration? I'm going to cast Protection from Evil on myself.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's roll initiative there, Mintz.
4.
Somebody else roll initiative because I bombed too many times.
Yeah, he's gonna go first because he rolled a 6. So he's gonna try to do the same thing. He tries to reach in and grab you. The other ones have moved up now with their spears, but they can't get through the door.
Okay.
He misses by a mile though. You just get one attack, right? Yeah. He tries to reach, and he misses. Probably because there's just too much commotion going on. So then coming into your side, melee goes first. So go ahead.
Okay. Do I get 2 attacks?
Yeah, you get 2 attacks because you didn't charge, right? You always get 2 attacks.
Okay. 11 plus 3 because of the spell, so 14, which would make me hit an armor class of -1.
Yeah.
Okay. And then an 11, which would have hit an armor class of 2.
Yep, that hits. His armor class is just 5. So he's
okay. So I do 4 points and 12 points, so 16 total points of damage with the halberd.
Oh, nice. Hold on, how much? 14?
16.
16. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, you bash him. You're surprised that he's still standing, and he barely is. You take massive chunks out of him, and you can actually see that. These are clearly. I mean, if you weren't sure before, you're definitely sure now that he's undead. You see body, like pieces of the body rotting, falling off.
So they do still have flesh on them. It's not just bone.
Yep. Yeah, they're not skeletons. They're fleshy undead. Okay, so he didn't come through the door, so it's going to be you won't get a backstab on him because if you want to try to, what weapon have you got?
I have a longsword, so go ahead and try to hit him with that.
You could probably reach over and stab him. Yeah, I think you can get through the door with that. It'll be tough, but I'll say you can do it.
Okay. Not with a 4. That'll miss.
Yeah, it's a tough stab. You're like reaching in, and you're unable to do it. And then we go to magic. So your protection from evil spell goes off, and then you're going to turn the undead. So you have 2 choices here. With this, you can either target this guy, which means that you'll have to go against this creature, or you could target the group, basically. Yeah, because normally the lowest hit dice go first, but you can target somebody specifically if you want. But that just means that when you look at the chart, you have to go by their number, not the lower number. That makes sense.
You know what? It's better to take out as many as possible, so I'm going to go for the group.
Okay. Yeah, because they're lower hit dice, so they'll go first. So you basically, let me check. They are zombies, so they're just.
Every edition has a new rule for turning undead, so.
Yeah. Okay, so these guys are okay. The 3 hit us, so they'll definitely be turned first. And they are type 3 undead. So for your level, type 3 undead. Okay, you actually destroy them. So roll. I think it's 2d6. But let me just check that to make sure. You think turning undead would happen more often? That we know how to do it. Actually, combat actions, magic, turn undead. Okay, so you roll. Yeah, 2d6. So roll 2d6 for the number that you destroy.
Seven.
All right, 7 of these, these 24 that are marching up. 7 of them just disintegrate under the cleric's power.
Nice.
Very good. Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right. Protection from evil goes off for you. That's the end of the round, and they can't attack. They're basically blocked. These guys can't get through the door. There's way too much action going on. They are moving forward though, and the creature is going to try to probably grab you again. So what's the plan here?
I'm going to try and let's keep attacking this officer.
Okay. And how about the thief?
He'll continue to attack the same guy.
And the cleric?
Well, you know what? I've used up a lot of spells, so I guess I'm just going to try to beat them up.
There's not really enough room in the door for anybody else to attack.
Well, then I'll just wait.
Okay, stand back.
If I fell back a little bit and let him in, would that give everybody room?
Yeah, if you do that, then some of the creatures from the back will be able to start to come in too.
Okay.
They're right behind him now. So like he's literally in the doorway. If you step back, he'll come through, you think, but then other creatures will be able to come through too. You'll know
there were 24 plus the officer, or
that's right, 24 plus the officer.
And now there's 7 less. So okay. Yeah, I'll keep blocking the door so they can't all get through.
No. Okay. So roll initiative. 5.
2.
All right. He's gonna try to reach you again. He's not happy that your cloak blocked it. He wants your life force, and he can't get it with the 2 on the roll. All right, so he can't do. Go ahead, make your attack.
All right. 16. So that hits an AC -3, and a 13 hits a 0. So I think 2 hits again.
Yeah, for sure.
12 points and 6 points, so 18 points total.
Yeah, you hack through him with the halberd, and he falls back.
Okay.
At this point, you can try to close the door if you want, because I know that was your original plan. No, actually, no, you were just going to attack, right?
This time, yeah, I was going to attack. Earlier, I was going to close the door, but I think we've taken out the officer, which is probably the toughest one, and Lee was able to knock down 7. I think we can go to town on the rest of these guys. So
okay.
I just noticed something on my magic item. I actually have a spell scroll of Black Cloud, Summon Monster 1, Lightning Bolt, and Fireball, which I didn't know I had before.
Oh.
I'll stand back for the
I
fireball.
could cast a Fireball scroll, and we just close the door right after I cast it.
I mean, you could throw, you would know that if you threw a fireball into this room, that let's say you aim at one of the creatures in the back, you could, it probably wouldn't hit you, because it's a pretty huge room. It's a pretty huge room. You could throw the fireball into the room.
Pace is aim for the back, most one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you aim for the back, I mean, there's a lot of them. I will say that. I mean, I'm not even going to look, but I know it fills the space. But you're pretty safe if you do that.
You guys cool with that?
Go for it.
All right, that's what I want to do. So.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna. Well, okay, but before we do that, because the 2 of you were standing back this last round, the thief actually is still going to attack because he was going to attack.
Is there still somebody to attack?
Well, one of the zombies moves forward. If you want to stab him, that's up to you. If you want to.
Okay, I'll do that. That is a 14.
Yep, I'm sure that
hit armor class 1.
Yep.
So it does 9 points of damage.
Okay. You stab into him, and he does not go down. So these guys are decently tough. So coming to the next round, I guess you're like, I'm going to throw a fireball. So then when you say that, what's the plan for the fighter?
Gooch is going to kind of lean far back from the door, but get ready to use the coat hook to slam it shut.
All right. Yeah.
If this goes badly.
Yeah, well. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
How about the thief? What's your plan there?
I will be ready to slam the door shut from the side there.
All right.
After the fireball.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. And then the cleric?
Just in case I have fire resistance ready to throw on the fighter, in case. Just in case.
Well, it'll be too late at that point. And unless you want to cast it now. And fireball, it's going to come off from the cleric, I guess. I mean, the magic user. Okay, so let's see what happens.
Level 6 at a 66.
Yeah, so we need to roll initiative. So in order to be able to close the door, you've got to kill the one guy that's standing in the door, right?
Okay.
So there is one guy standing there, and he is hurt. So let's do initiative.
All right. 2 again.
Oh, okay. He's going to go first. This guy just tries to reach out and get actually he's going to try to push through you.
Okay.
Because they're trying to get in. So I'm going to allow him to do a test of strength. Or actually, okay. What's your test?
My test of strength is 3 and 6.
Okay, so go ahead and do a test of strength. See if you can hold him back because he's just trying to push through.
I got a 3.
Okay, yeah. He tries to push through, and you're able to push him back out the door. So you've cleared the door, actually.
Okay. Can I just kind of
Yep.
like fall backwards so that
Yep.
the wizard can cast a spell, or the
Yep,
Maybe.
that was enough to successfully do what you guys are going to do. So you're going to
Okay.
throw a spell. So and then you're going to close the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works. There's no reason why you can't do that. I mean, you're 7th level Avengers. If you can't pull that off, go ahead, do some damage. The door closes and an inferno happens in the other room. I just want to make sure they're all going to get affected by it. I think they will be. Shoots fiery
24
missile.
points of damage.
Okay, even with the save, they'd die. Okay, 40 foot. Yeah, that's going to fill that whole room. Well, that whole part of the room. Okay, yeah, you actually feel the intense heat against the secret door, and probably like you can see the light come through it. And then you just smell just that like sulfury smell of the fireball having fired off in the room. And maybe wait a second, and you don't hear any movement in there.
Okay. So if we don't hear anything for a second, then I'll go ahead and unless Paul wants to open it, I'll go ahead and open the door.
Okay, so you open the door, and it's basically as I described. It's a giant room. Of course, now there's just like scraps and pieces of metal and burnt, little pieces that survived of these soldiers all over the ground. There's a large set of stairs going up, and there's also a door on the northern wall, way at the end.
Did the main guy have anything on him? If I want to search him.
Yeah, he did actually. There, surprisingly, maybe for a soldier, he's wearing a beautiful ring.
Okay, I feel like I've got a backpack full of jeweled plates and this magical cloak, so I'll just point it out, and somebody else wants to grab it.
See what you want for ring?
He's foregoing the item. You don't want it?
What is it?
A ring.
It's a ring. I'm gonna share the
Rock, paper, scissors, and see which
Okay.
one else wins.
1, 2, 3. 1,
Might take a
2,
while.
3. She gets the ring.
What's the ring?
When they're doing that, the rogue takes the ring.
Oh,
nice. Okay.
I could deal with the rogue.
oh, what are you guys doing? I got it already. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you get the ring. You gonna put it on?
Here we go again.
An identify spell.
Does it seem to glow at all? To have runes on? What does it look like?
No, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, and I mean, strangely, because everything else in the room is completely toast. This ring is in perfect with a single mar on it, and it is made of gold, a simple band of gold.
Okay, I'll put it on. Let's try it.
Okay, it feels really nice. It's a beautiful ring, and it fits your finger perfectly, almost like it was meant for you. Yeah, it is actually. I mean, I was going to tell you because it's a one shot and whatever. It's a ring of protection +1.
Oh, good.
So you get, I think it's +1. Let me just check that.
Does that give you a +1 to save?
I think it does. Yeah, if we had that on. You need
I've
that.
just done these things in reverse.
That's true.
It adds +1 to your armor class.
Yeah. So ring
Exactly.
of
Negative on your armor class.
protection. Let's check. Ring of protection. Oh no. No, it doesn't do that at all. So
No?
this ring, well, it says whatever. I'm making gold because I said it was.
Save versus death, Paul.
If donned, it encircles the wearer with a field of eldritch energy equivalent to +1 plate mail.
Ooh.
Your armor class becomes AC 2, damage resistance to a damage reduction 2.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Furthermore, all saving throws are at a +1 bonus.
Okay,
that
I'm
would
gonna
be helpful.
stop being paranoid now.
It can't be stacked with other armor or magical protection. So if you have any other kind of magical, so whatever armor you have is irrelevant at this point. You could be naked and you would have this. And if you have any other kind of magical protection, it won't. You get one or the other, basically.
So what about Lee's spell? Would that still give him a +1 to his armor class 2, or would that not stack with?
Yes, that would, but she stopped now. She has to continue to do. I mean,
okay.
I'm not doing it anymore. Are you still?
Mage is a useful character, and I think he needs a little bit more protection. If there's something that you can part with and help boost his
I already got
AC.
the cloak. I already got the displacement cloak, so that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to
I
be.
mean, I am an AC1 in my first attack, and I'm plus
You're good.
AC7. I'm okay.
Well, and also they wouldn't stack, so you wouldn't be able to use this with the cloak. You'd use one or the other.
Thieves have crappy armor class too, because they can only
Once you put a magic item on, risking your life, it's yours. That's the way I always look at it.
I was just thinking if he had more than one, he could give one to somebody else, but it's
No, he
just,
doesn't. I don't think the thief has anything. He's generic, and he's generic and new player number 1. So I think you don't have anything. You might have a magic sword or something. That's it.
I didn't play
I don't have anything.
Yeah. The other the backup characters have no magic stuff, or they might have like one item.
Do you guys want to go check the stairs?
Yeah, the stairs and a door, or you can go back into the hallway, basically.
I think we ought to check out these grand stairs. If everybody's okay walking through some burnt zombie goo.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's not much goo. It's mostly.
now.
All right, let me see. Let me get the map up there. So you guys go up the stairs. Going to level 2. You guys are getting bold. Oh, okay, good.
So is this the opposite of the classic AD&D dungeon where the more you go up, the harder it gets?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you got to go up because it's basically a tower, right? So I'm treating it like a tower, basically. So you go up the stairs, and they're about 20 feet wide, and you take them up, and you end up in a long corridor. It is like most other places you've seen here. It has that soft glow to it, so you can see a bit. Now you're looking for it probably now, so you see that these walls are also have the really beautiful etched reliefs, again, of just the decadence of Sarnath. Like you would imagine, I mean, knowing anything about this, that this must have taken like thousands upon thousands of hours to like carve all this amazing relief that you see as you go. But you come up to the top and you're in a hallway that's almost identical in length to this room that you just came out of, but this is only about 20 foot wide. And it runs, it's about the same length. There's a doorway at the end, so the east end. And there's also a door halfway down the hallway on the north wall, a double door there, actually. Yeah, so basically it's a door. It's a hallway, basically, that you come up into with these stairs, a beautiful hallway.
So the door on the right is about halfway down, and then there's one at the far end. Okay.
That's correct.
Should we go check out the door on the right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, since it's the first one we come to, we'll stop and take a listen at that one.
Okay. I think the thief probably has a better listen than anybody else at this point. What's your listen?
Yeah, I will go up and listen. My listen is discern noise is 7, 12.
Okay. Yeah, you listen at the door. It sounds pretty quiet.
I'll quickly check the door for any kind of traps or
Okay. What's the trap?
mechanical things. My let's see. I don't know what's the ability.
There's nothing called traps or something.
There's manipulate traps.
Yeah, that would be it.
6 of 12.
Okay. Yeah, you don't find any traps. It looks pretty clean.
All right. I searched for mechanical. I say it looks clean to me. I don't hear anything behind the door.
Okay. Goosh will go ahead and open it.
Cool. Yeah. You pull the door open. It pulls towards you, actually. You pull it open, it's double doors. Actually, it probably pushes in. You push the door in, and you're looking into a huge room. It's about twice the size of the dining room as far as the depth. It's about the same width, though. So you're looking at 150 or so feet wide by about almost 300 feet long. This room, immediately you notice that in the center of it, taking up about, I don't know, like a third of the room, is a circle carved in the ground. And it is, it's like, again, in deep relief. This one's in deep relief, so you really notice it. And it's painted intricately. So like immediately as you look in the room, you've got like this like white stone, which is what most of the building is. And then you have this circle that's like painted just beautifully in the ground. It's huge. It's like a third of the room making this circle. Sitting in the center of the circle, you see what seems to be some kind of an apparition, because you can kind of partially see through it, of a man in beautiful armor. He's quite small. And he's got like fey-like features. He's got very, very narrow features. He's sitting on the ground in this beautiful armor with his helmet laying next to him. He's holding in his hand a broken sword, and he seems to be weeping. Beyond that, the room itself is all the walls that you see around you. So every wall, including the one you came through, is covered with what look like weapon racks, although most of them are smashed and broken now and like laying on the ground from the, rotten from the water and rusty swords. And so you've got weapons like lining all the walls of this thing. And then this circle in the middle with this apparition of the Fey man. He doesn't seem to notice you at first as you just open the door and look in. And of course, this room is actually brighter than the rest.
Are there any other exits on the?
Yeah, way at the other end on the west wall. So the same wall as that other door at the bottom. But you'd pretty much, well, you wouldn't have to walk through the circle, but you'd have to come pretty close to it if you want to walk through that door. Yeah, he hasn't noticed you yet. He seems to be weeping and muttering to himself.
Well, Gooch is of the opinion that this is magical. This is in the realm of magic. So if the mage wants to investigate, he can. I don't feel comfortable when I can't hit something solid with my halberd.
Okay, so what am I looking at again?
A man weeping and muttering something.
Yeah, it's a giant circle in the center of the room that seems to be carved into the ground. It's about a foot or two wide, maybe. I mean, you have to get close to it really now. It seems to be intricately painted. It's the same style of relief as you've seen all of these walls here. There's a man. It's an apparition of a man, a fey type man. You recognize him as some kind of fey creature, probably. I should note for people that haven't played the system before that there's no elves and dwarves and blah blah as like regular player. Like an elf is a monster in this. So you see this fey type creature. He's in beautiful armor. He's sitting on the ground holding a broken sword. There's weapon racks all over the walls that are mostly smashed. Also, you notice there's kind of scattered about the floor a lot. I pressure this. You see a bunch of stools, but they're also broken for the most part.
Do I recognize his dress and the language he's speaking?
No. You can't hear him. He's talking too soft. He's muttering. He's basically like.
Walk over to him.
Are you gonna walk into the room? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You start walking in the room. Your footsteps, even though you're not wearing armor, your footsteps kind of echo in this large space. And he turns and looks at you, and he kind of squints with his eyes, and he says, "It's been so long since I've seen anyone. Is my sword ready? Is my sword ready?" And he's speaking in a common tongue, like you can understand him when whatever. Actually, he is speaking in the tongue of the land that you are from, for all of you. So I mean, until you interact, you won't know that. But just so you know, it's a little bit weird. Like the Viking hears him speaking in Viking, and et cetera, et cetera.
What is wrong with your sword? How did it get broken?
It broke in terrible combat, and he holds up and shows it to you.
What were you fighting?
I am the champion. So you came into the room as well, clerk?
Yeah. What were you fighting?
The champions from all over the known world. And I won. I am the champion now.
It was a contest. What did you win?
Glory.
Broken sword.
Yes, my sword is broken.
Do we have your name so we know the glorious one, please? What is your name, oh glorious one?
He kind of squints at you and he says, I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been so long.
Does he look like he's injured?
No. I mean, except the fact that he's like an apparition. I mean, you can kind of see through him. But he doesn't have any, he's not bleeding or anything. He tells you that the smith said he would rebuild my sword. He would forge it again.
Huddle, team huddle, everybody.
I think you said there were weapons all around, right?
They're all smashed.
Yeah, you would. Okay, so you're going to huddle in the room with him, or you're going to leave the room?
Leave the room and
Leave
talk.
the room and huddle.
Okay, so you go back out in the hallway. I'll say this. What's Gooch's intelligence? Gooch, the fighter.
13 plus 1.
Right, yeah, so you know what? You would be able to now, based on that information that you heard, you would think that this is some kind of the reason why all the weapons and stuff are there is just some kind of an arena.
Okay, so he probably fought these champions in the arena. Apparently he won or thinks he won, and maybe the champion stays here. That maybe like gets trapped in the circle. That's what Goosh is thinking.
Well, then why don't we just leave it well enough alone? Because if one of us fight him, then we will be trapped in the same way.
If we win, possibly, yeah.
Okay.
And if we lose, that's not good either. So
Maybe this is like a quest. We need to find his sword and give it back to him.
yeah, that's what I was. If there's racks all around, you said some of them were rotted, some of them were broken, but maybe if we look for, like we did with the cloaks, if we look for something.
I was thinking in a different room somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It could be a weapon of smithy around here.
Well, if we find it, we'll come back.
Can we take a quick look around at the walls and see if there are any weapons in good shape?
Yeah, you can open. If you open the door again, you actually see that it's almost like he forgot you were there, because then he turns again and he says, "Oh, it's been so long." He says, "You look so strange," and he starts talking to you again. You can look around. I mean, you could spend time in here searching. I mean, there's a gigantic room, but I don't know how much time you want to spend. You tell me, and I'll tell you the chance that you find something.
I'd like to ask him if he knows where the smith is.
Yeah, he says if you ask him that, are you searching as well or no?
I'm not searching.
No.
You're not going to search. Just going to ask him. Okay. You go back in and you ask him, "Where's the smith?" He tells you. He says, "The Kingsmith."
Where is that? Where does he live?
The smith is above us.
There's stairs anywhere in this room?
No.
And he will have your sword?
The smith is repairing it. Without my sword, I cannot truly be a champion, can I?
What kind of sword is it?
It is a fine sword.
While they're talking to him, I'm gonna just step in and look around and see if I see any swords from a distance, that might not be destroyed.
You look around, I mean, just briefly, kind of as much as you can during the brief conversation without being like dig through heavily. You do see some swords that look like they're not completely trashed, but you also see that he has a sword in his hand that's broken, and none of the swords that you see look anything like his sword.
Okay. So he has a distinct sword.
It's a very, very beautiful, long,
fitting a champion.
Yeah. The sword you're seeing look more like the stuff in this room that are on the wall are more like they're good weapons, but they're kind of like the generic weapons that they give to gladiators to fight with. Like they're not anything. Like his sword is like gemmed and
Okay. Yeah. Should we try and go around the circle and go out the far end, or do we want to go back?
First part.
Okay.
Go around to the far end.
That sound good to everybody?
That's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're gonna try and I guess skirt the wall.
I still maintain we should walk away from this.
You think something's gonna happen if we all go in the room?
There's certain clues: body language, voice tone. I'm picking up. My dander is up. The hairs in the back of my neck.
Clues from Daniel or clues from the apparition?
Clues from the apparition. Well, Daniel is playing the apparition. I'm
playing the apparition.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
May I please finish? If you've been listening carefully, every sentence gives him a little bit more power and oomph to his voice. It's a very subtle thing. Very well played, Daniel.
I'm not doing anything.
I'm sorry, what?
I play very neutral. I'm not saying anything.
I didn't say you said anything, which is very good. But see, I just get the vibes that he is getting more and more empowered.
Okay.
More
All right.
confident.
So if we go back out of this room to where we were, we went to the door on the right. There's another door at the far end.
You could leave again. He doesn't prevent you from leaving.
Since
you go back down
objects,
into that hallway, and you would have a door at the other end. Exactly.
Well, let's go through to the other door and see if he tries to stop us.
Yeah, no, when you leave the room, he doesn't stop you. You can close those two doors and he doesn't, he kind of just goes, but you actually probably like look at him as you're leaving and you see that he kind of just drops back down onto his knees and is staring at the sword again.
Okay, I want to shut the door and then open it again. Does he do the same, like a recording?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a recording, like it's not automatic. Like he doesn't repeat himself exactly, but he mostly kind of looks at you again, kind of surprised.
Okay.
He says different words.
Gotcha. It's not just something on repeat.
Yeah, you would guess. I mean, the way that I can describe it, like it would be that it's like he forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that movie 51st Date where the girl had no memory of the day before.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Or like somebody with dementia, like that kind of thing. Like he doesn't like he can't really remember you or what's going on. That's what you would imagine. I mean, that's what it seems like. So just to be clear, it's not like he's repeating himself exactly. It's more like he's never seen you before, but he says it differently each time.
All right. Is everyone okay if we just back out of here and go to the other door at the far end, not go through this room?
We can do that. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go back. It's fine. You go back. He doesn't, you check a couple times. Maybe you keep opening the door. He's just, it's like, no, it's different every time. We can. Okay. Eventually he's gonna be like, what are you doing? No, he doesn't. But yeah, you do that. So you can follow this hallway down. Again, you're following it to basically to the west. And there's a door there. And you can check it or open it or whatever. I'm assuming you're checking it, so I'll just do it for you. You feel pretty confident that the door is safe as far as traps and such. And if you were to open it and look in, you're looking into a hallway that looks basically like a mirror of the hallway that's downstairs. You actually see the large hallway. You see the entranceway. You see those columns that are like spiral staircasey things coming up through the floor, and they go up to the ceiling here, and then stop. And it's a long corridor, just like the other one, with all those things. And you see a door at the very, very far end on the same wall that you're coming from, so the east wall. And you see one other door in this hallway. It is on the west wall in the center.
Do the stairs go up to a third floor?
No, they don't. They hit the roof.
Okay, because he said that the blacksmith was above, right?
Yeah, he did say that. You don't see any means in this corridor to go up. You just see down, basically, and then you see the doors.
So there's two doors exiting this room, and
yeah, from this large hallway, you've got the door you came through, right? Which is basically on the most southerly part of the eastern wall.
Okay.
Then there's another door at the most northerly part of the eastern wall. And then there's a door on the western wall in the center.
So the door of the western wall would be closer to us if we cross the room than
That's
the one.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the closer of the two doors.
Should we go check that one?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, you can do that. You walk up the corridor. Again, everything in here has a slight glow to it, so you can see. It's just like the room below in the sense that it has all the relief drawings or sculptures, I guess you should say. I'll note too that I say that they're the same, but they're not the same. Like every one of these is completely different, but it's the same style, more or less. And you come up and it's a door, like a regular door. There's no like large lock or anything on it. It just has a pull. It pulls towards you.
Okay.
Go up and listen to the door and check it for traps.
It looks clear.
No sound from behind it?
Nope, no sounds, no traps.
Looks clear to me, guys.
Goosh will go ahead and open this door as well.
Okay, you pull the door open. You're looking into like a 10-foot room, 10-foot square, and on the other side of the room is a door.
Are there reliefs on the walls of this room, or does it look more just like a hallway?
Yeah, it looks just like the other thing, but smaller. You know, it's same relief, same. You know, I will say this: the ceiling in here is lower because the ceiling's been super high everywhere else. The ceiling in here is only about 20 foot, and the room itself is very small. I mean, compared to everything you've seen so far, this room is tiny. I mean, even the small rooms in the past have been 50-foot square. So this room is really small compared to everything you've seen so far.
Paul, do you want to go check it out?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so you move up to the other door. You're gonna check it.
Yes.
It looks clear. No, you don't find any traps or you don't hear anything.
Sounds good to me, guys.
Okay, I'll go ahead and open this one as well.
Okay, you open it up. Then you pull it towards you, and you look in, and you see a room that's about 10 foot by 10 foot with a door on the other side.
Okay. I don't want to keep getting further and further away from the big halls. You guys want to go back out and check out the other door that was on the same side?
Yeah.
That we came through, but further down.
We can find that guy's sword. Send him on his way.
Okay. We'll
Sounds
do that.
Okay, so you go back, through that 10-foot room and back into the large hallway, and you make your way to the most northern part of the eastern wall. It's the same kind of door. I'm assuming you're checking it and stuff. It's quiet. You open it.
Goosh will go ahead and open it.
Okay, you open it and you're looking into the gigantic room, and in the center of the room is a circle, and the elf is there. You're basically in that door that you didn't want to walk across the room to get to. So you're at the other side of his room.
Okay.
And he looks at you. And he says, "Where's my sword?"
We're still looking for the blacksmith.
Smith is repairing my sword. It broke. It broke in the contest.
Okay, y'all go back out and shut the door, and I guess we can either go back down or try and go through the 10-foot rooms.
Well, he said that the smithy was up above him. Did we find staircases going up anywhere?
Not yet. No,
Nope. You have not seen any staircases going up.
I'll check the door. I'll check the room, see if we find one.
the 10-foot by 10-foot rooms.
Sure.
Okay.
Never know. One of them could be a stairwell.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go back there? You can do
Yeah.
it. So are you gonna? So you go back in. I guess you already know the first door is safe, so you open it, and you see a 10-foot room, and then you open that one. You see another 10-foot room, and this one has again another door on the other side. This being now the third room, exactly like this.
Okay.
You want to check it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're just assuming that you're okay. Yeah, looks clear. Open it up. There's another 10-foot room.
Just like the fire, like the fire.
Okay, we'll do the same thing. We'll just keep going, I guess, through
You're
these.
gonna keep going every time you see one. Okay. All right.
At least one or two more times, and then.
Okay. You go 2 more times, and again, you find yourself in another 10-foot room.
Okay.
You've gone through a total of 5. You're in the 6th room now.
Okay. And we've seen no features or anything
And the
interesting.
I like to look for secret doors.
yeah, that one. But that
And
one.
Yeah, we'll start. We'll just search around in the 5 that we've gone through, making our way back. Is that okay?
You want to search in each room for secret doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Toss the papers and stuff inside the box, Tim.
I did.
No, I'm seeing. Look, turn around.
Okay.
On the side.
All right. Yeah. No, nothing.
Toss those in the box. That way everything gets burnt.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's just. Paul, what do you think? Head back out and head back down and try some different areas.
You're muted if you're talking, Paul.
I'm not talking.
Oh, I think he asked your question.
You want to just go back out and go back down and try some other areas?
Sure.
Doesn't seem like there's much else we can keep doing here except the infinite 10-foot rooms. So, okay.
Must be something we're missing. I mean, let's go see if there's 10 more 10-foot rooms.
Okay.
You gonna go 10 more?
Sure, let's go.
All right. I mean, it's up to you. All right, you go back to them. I mean, you start going through them again.
And nothing changes. It's always the same.
Yeah. So that's 7. That's 8. I'm just rolling each time. All right. They're all identical. And you open the 10th door. And when you do, there's a 50-foot square room. It opens up into a 50-foot square room. And that room is.
Aha! See, just didn't go far enough.
What's your wisdom? Did anybody have a wisdom that's 13 or better?
I believe
11.
I do. 16.
All right, so you go through this whole process kind of frustrated by it, and this opens up into this room, and you're like, finally, and then you realize that taking all the time to do all the searching and spending that you've spent well over an hour to almost an hour and a half going through all this. And you've been down here now for about 5.5 hours total.
So we got about 30 minutes to get out.
Yep, as you open this final, the final door that leads into this room. And you see a 2-foot tall brass cage hanging about 5 feet off the ground by a chain that suspends all the ways up. And you look up, 50-foot ceiling in here, goes through the ceiling. There's like a hole in the ceiling that's about 10 foot wide. This chain goes all the ways up through the ceiling, similar to the way the columns did in the other thing. It goes straight up into the ceiling, or through the ceiling, I should say. And in this brass cage is a fey creature. You imagine it's some kind of a fairy, because it has little wings, and it's female. Its stomach has been cut open, and you can see basically its intestines hanging out, as if it was tortured. Its arms are spread apart, like tied, as if it had been tortured by something. As soon as you open the door, it looks at you, and in a voice that is clearly pained, it says, "The staff of the chariots shall be lost. The staff of the chariots shall be lost." And it looks at you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have time to do the ceremony of consecration, which is what I was going to do.
Where's the staff at?
Oh, also, I guess it's not important. I already told you about the chain that goes through this room. Okay, so where's the staff at? You ask it. It says, "Swarm of bats circles above the shrine."
See if there's a mass spell that you can.
And you can this thing. Its eyes are looking around like maddened, and you can tell that it's suffering.
Can we find? I say, can we heal you? How? Your wounds look grievous.
The moon is blood red. The moon is blood red. Blood red moon. Blood red moon.
Okay. Yeah, Triffin looks around and goes, "Oh."
It's kind of darting its head back and forth, just kind of staring at you as you're looking at it. And again, this room is about 50. It's a cube. It's 50 by 50 by 50. The brass cage is hanging from this chain that goes up to the ceiling, but goes through the ceiling, and there's like a 10-foot wide like orifice, I guess, for lack of a better word.
So the chain goes through an area that we could actually get through?
If you were to climb the chain, you could get up there. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's too tempting for the rogue, so he's going to try to climb up.
Okay. All right. So the rogue jumps onto the chain, I guess, or crawls up onto it. The fairy creature says to you, a black cat carries a rose in its mouth as you climb the chain.
I look around. Are there any roses on the ground anywhere?
Nope. You see blood stains on the ground underneath the cage, but no roses.
Okay.
And you climb through.
Okay.
Yep. You're climbing up. What's everybody else doing while the rogue climbs through the ceiling?
I don't know what to do. I'm it's just I'm confused.
Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and watch the rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you climb. You know, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. It's easy enough to climb up a brass chain, and you climb up 50 feet, and then you kind of penetrate through the ceiling. And you are in. I mean, I've said rooms are big. This room is very big. It's twice the size of the room with the elf. As you kind of come up through the floor, you see the chain continues all the ways up to the roof of this ceiling, and there's like a big loop in the ceiling where the chain's attached. You can see
that I have a funny feeling is pertain to specific things that's going to happen in this game, because they're very, very unusual spells. Like
okay, so you can see again, it goes through the ceiling up to the roof.
ceremony of
It's connected to a ring. What else do you see?
unfortunately I can only cast
Oh, okay. Across the room. So when you look to basically as you're climbing up, it depends on which direction you went in. So I'm just going to give you a cardinal direction. You're basically on the far east side of the room, more or less. You're about maybe 30 feet from the wall. Something like 150 feet to the east, there is a pedestal sitting kind of in the center of the room. On that pedestal is displayed a beautiful sword.
Ah.
Is there anything else in the room?
Besides the brass chain that you're standing on, no. You just see walls, and the walls are painted, drawn in the relief like everything else has been.
I will take note, and I will sort of shimmy back down the chain till I'm in the ceiling with the other room, and I will tell everybody what I saw.
Okay.
Okay. So when you explain that, when you yell down to them, the fairy says, that which never sleeps shall awaken when the sun is eclipsed and the chalice from the east moves to the west.
Okay. Anybody got comprehend languages?
On the pedestal, you said there was a sword.
Yep.
A beautiful sword.
A beautiful sword.
Did it look? I'm asking Paul's thief. Did it look, or rogue? Did it look like the sword that the apparition was carrying?
Yeah, I mean, you took the time to look at it, so I'll say, yeah, it looks pretty much like that sword. You would say it looks like it. I mean, you didn't get a super good look at the sword from the apparition was holding, but you would say, yeah, there's a very good chance.
So do we want to get that and give it to him? And then I think our time's getting scarce, and I don't want to drown.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We try that.
Let's do it. Does anybody want to come up here and back me up, or should I just get it by myself?
Be a hero. Come on, knock it out. Only one of us dies.
Fine. I'll climb back up and I will grab the sword.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you get up and I mean, you only have like 10 minutes to get the sword and get back. So, I mean, you're going pretty far. What's your move? You're probably gonna have to run.
Yeah, I will run.
Okay. So you're throwing caution to the wind, basically.
Well, I want to be I want to be cautious, but so how about half move fast? I don't know.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you move so you can, let's say instead of moving 60, you go 45.
Sure.
That'll just take you a few yards. Okay, cool. So time goes by and the thief never comes back. And you all realize that if you don't leave now, you're going to drown. So
there's water?
Yeah, we only had a
Water walk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will tell you what happened to him in a second, but unless you go.
So, Gooch is gonna say, "You guys go ahead. I have a potion that will help me get out of here fast because I have a potion of haste, and I'm gonna wait a little bit longer out of just loyalty to Paul's character to see if he comes back until I think like, okay, now I need to drink this potion and get out of here, and that's what I'll do."
We skedaddle. We cast the.
I cast water walk.
Okay, so.
Well, you won't need to do that if you leave now. Okay, you work your way out. So he doesn't come back.
Okay. Well, I wait as long as I think I can, and then I'm gonna drink the haste potion, age myself a year, and just start running like Flash.
Okay. So basically, the way this room is set up, so you guys get it back. You have your trays, so you prove that you're in Sarnath, Great Sarnath. I'll say you're able to get up the wall to get out. Because I'm very nice. So every 10 feet you travel in the room, across the ground, you shrink 50%. So if you had like tiptoed in a little bit, you would have realized immediately. But because you ran, that's why I swiftly asked. You ran, so that's 50, and then another 50, and then another 50, and then another 50, and your gear does not shrink with you. So basically, you became very, very tiny.
And naked. He was very tiny and naked.
And naked, yeah. And it's not like you could go backwards because you would still shrink.
They call him the streak.
So yeah, you basically end up minuscule. And the distance is so great that you're just never able to probably get back. So
turned into Ant-Man.
Yep. So you basically win the prize of dying twice.
Nice.
He dies because he drowns when the.
Yeah, exactly. Probably.
Oh gosh.
Wasn't he there when I cast water walk? Because I said I cast water walk.
No,
yeah,
he was.
You don't need to cast water walk if you left on time.
You didn't have to cast water.
You didn't have to cast it. You guys
water breathing. Yeah, that could help.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't, you wouldn't need to do it because you guys left on time. I mean, even if you left like 10 minutes later and just moved quickly, then maybe you would have needed it. But you're totally fine. Yeah, the three of you that needed to escape were able to get away.
Oh, they drowned because he got greedy.
Yeah, unfortunately, generic thief number one. No, he was trying to be noble and return the sword to the elf, but unfortunately, yeah, did not work. So sorry.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, you got some proof that you're in Sarnath. Some of you survived, maybe.
We got the sword.
Yep, and yeah, you got a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
Thank you for running. It was fun.